Chapter 26. This is just a broken piece of equipment, and its attributes are very simple. Although they are very high, if it is complete, so Mu cannot imagine how strong the attributes of this equipment will be. Of course, this equipment is already very powerful, but for So Mu, it is still useless. Compared with his own attributes, this attribute increase is almost a drop in the bucket. I wonder if it can be repaired? If it can, it's good, but if not, it's completely useless. If it is sold, it will definitely be expensive, but... So Mu thought to himself, but when he thought of that figure, he made up his mind. Now So Mu is short of money. Even if he doesn't sell the blood crystal and the fragment of the godhead, the equipment and skill books he has brushed out during this period are enough to sell for a huge fortune. Time is running out, we must hurry up and kill more bosses, this opportunity is rare, and I don't know if I can come in again in the future. After packing up for a while, So Mu continued to search. Up to now, So Mu didn't know how far he had walked, but he felt that this distance was still only a small area in the Lucky Planet. When he came, the leading teacher mentioned that the Lucky Planet has not been thoroughly developed until now, especially in the depths, no one knows what is there. But one thing is certain, that is, it is extremely dangerous. So Mu picked up items one by one frantically, he was too lazy to check, and put them all into the independent storage space. If it weren't for the accidental acquisition of this independent storage space, So Mu didn't know how much of these things he would have thrown away. Not to mention others, he himself would be heartbroken. Although he didn't like most of the things, for others, they were all good things, and the value was not too low. And if a little accumulates into a lot, it will be a huge fortune. So it would be a pity to lose too much. Seeing this, So Mu became more determined. He must expand his storage space as much as possible after returning. As he continued to go deeper, So Mu also felt a little tired. Those bosses have too many special attributes and they are very high. Although he can't detect them, every time he attacks a boss, the damage caused to it is getting less and less. So Mu dared to go deeper and deeper, relying on his own blood value. More than 20 million blood points are more than those bosses at the beginning. With such a blood value, it is impossible for a boss to be so powerful that he can kill him with so much blood value in seconds, right? Even if all his defenses are ignored, it is impossible to do it. Boom. Puff. Minus 886,000. The boss in front of him was completely killed after So Mu's last attack. Hey! It's getting harder and harder, and these bosses have a lot of health. Looking at the dead boss, So Mu exhaled. He had been killing this boss for a while, and So Mu estimated that it had at least 1 billion health points. Some bosses are like this, maybe they are not very strong, but they have a lot of health points, and some bosses don't have much health points, but they are extremely strong. It doesn't mean that the higher the level of the boss, the more of everything. Of course, this is generally true. The higher the level, the stronger it is, but the health points are not necessarily the case. And some special bosses have much less basic attributes and health points than bosses of the same level, but the opponent's various special attributes are quite awesome, even abnormal. Ding! I picked up a piece of top quality epic equipment. Top quality, epic? It's actually top grade. So Mu couldn't help but be shocked. Glory's longest sword. Quality, epic grade. Occupation, knight. Level, 52. Attack, 41,800 hit, 8,090. Strength, 5,210. Luck, 2. Gold element, 168. Earth element, 128. Ignore physical defense, 38%. Ignore gold element resistance, 19%. Additional attributes. 1. When attacking, there is a 3% chance to increase physical attack by 20%, and a 5% chance to increase hit by 10%, which lasts for 6 seconds. 2. When attacking, there is a 1% chance to convert 10% of the damage caused to the enemy into your own health. 3. When your own health is less than 10%, all skill damage increases by 200%. Finally, a really good piece of equipment has been produced. It's not easy. After seeing the attributes of this equipment, So Mu was very satisfied. The previous one was also epic, but it couldn't be compared with this one. This time, I've become a lot richer. So Mu said with a smile. But the next moment, his face suddenly froze. Who? So Mu shouted, and looked towards a place in an instant. Boom! At the same time, So Mu's attacks continued, directly hitting the area where the breath suddenly appeared. Bang! A huge sound rang out, and a figure flew out. Ouch! And, accompanied by a clear female voice, exclaimed. How is it possible? The next second, So Mu cried out in disbelief. Because he found that he had hit the opponent, but the opponent was not hurt at all. So Mu was stunned for a moment. Asshole! It hurts me so much, how can you be so strong? The figure that flew out suddenly appeared in So Mu's sight. The other party touched his shoulder and cursed angrily. Level 30? Ignore 100% physical damage? Ignore 100% magic damage? So Mu immediately threw an exploring eye over, and then he became even more confused. The other basic attributes of a level 30 human are also extremely high, but what surprised So Mu the most was that this person who was only level 30, her special attribute, ignoring physical damage and ignoring magic damage, actually reached the level of 100%. This is too cruel. My millions of attacks are actually useless. So Mu was immediately in a mess in the wind. He had thought of this situation before, because once there is a 100% ignore of physical damage or ignore of magic, then facing such a being, So Mu is helpless. Even if the opponent's two special attributes only reach 99%, So Mu is confident to fight. At the same time, So Mu dared to go deeper, not relying on powerful attacks, but the current blood value, because he was worried about encountering a situation like the woman in front of him. What So Mu didn't expect was that he didn't meet a boss, but a person who was only level 30. Who are you? Why are you following me? Although he did not cause any harm to the other party, So Mu quickly calmed down and looked at the other party coldly. Chapter 27. If he didn't have enough HP, So Mu would have run away if he met such a person. In this area, most of the bosses killed by So Mu were nearly level 50. Although they could not be detected, the level of the equipment exploded could be guessed. This woman dared to come here, naturally, in addition to 100% ignoring physical and magical damage, she also had other special attributes, which were not low. So Mu really couldn't think of what kind of ability a level 30 person had to create such an attribute panel. It was impossible to rely on oneself. Unless the other party had a certain talent as powerful as himself? Or was the other party the eldest daughter of a certain interstellar Chable? So Mu looked at the other party's dress and temperament, guessing that it was more inclined to the latter. There was no way, the rich were rich, and the poor could only rely on mutation, awakening talent. How much money would it cost to train a level 30 person to this state? 10 billion was definitely not enough, at least hundreds of billions, or even more. So Mu knew that it was impossible for a level 30 person to awaken so many special attributes, and he had to rely on other methods. For example, the blood spirit crystal he had obtained before was a treasure that could awaken special attributes in advance. And a blood spirit crystal was worth at least 10 billion gold coins. It was conceivable how much it would cost to have so many special attributes of the woman in front of him. This outfit probably costs at least 1 trillion, right? So Mu couldn't help but guess. He's really rich. Who followed you? Which eye did you see me following you? Facing So Mu's question, the woman stared at him. As he walked in, So Mu's eyes lit up. This woman was too beautiful and looked about the same age as him. But So Mu was not a dog. If he could not hurt her, So Mu would still choose to continue to attack her, because such a person was a certain threat to him. Threat, that is, to kill. Regardless of whether it is a man or a woman. Tisk tisk, I'm just curious. In a place like Lucky Planet, I actually saw a level 10 novice. It's incredible. Then, the woman's face changed quickly, and she looked at So Mu curiously, with 10,000 questions flashing through her mind. The main reason was that she had just seen So Mu kill the powerful boss, which had a HP of more than 1 billion, and was killed by this level 10 novice. Especially the output, my goodness, one hit was hundreds of thousands, nearly a million. In the family, she had never seen anyone with such a strong physical output. And the speed was also very terrifying. The woman was confident that with her movement speed, people below level 40 could not catch up at all. But just now, she didn't even have a chance to react before she was hit. If she didn't have 100% ignoring physical and magical damage, she would definitely die. Thinking of this, the woman was still scared. What do you want to do? Faced with the woman's curiosity, So Mu did not let down his guard. Hey, don't be so murderous, I didn't get angry even though you hit me once, I don't have any ill will towards you. The woman said depressedly, she was so beautiful, but he treated her like this? Hello, my name is Qian Yuling. The woman introduced herself. Qian Yuling didn't want to be an enemy of such a powerful opponent, and she had no ill will towards So Mu. But facing Qian Yuling's self-introduction, So Mu didn't say anything, just looked at her. Well, I really don't mean any harm. If I did, I wouldn't have told you so much. Qian Yuling spread her hands helplessly, once again saying that she didn't mean any harm. By the way, are you a newbie or a low-level player? Did you enter the lucky planet with other newbies? What kind of stealth skill is this? Why can't I see your attributes? I can only see your level. How long have you been here? Have you encountered anything interesting? Qian Yuling. After saying so much, but the other party still didn't respond, Qian Yuling almost exploded. I am the eldest daughter of the Kunya family, when have I ever been treated like this? After listening to the other party's words, So Mu knew that this woman was probably here to play on the lucky planet. Don't follow me anymore. Looking at Qian Yuling, So Mu warned, then turned and left. Oh, don't go, I know where a special boss is, this kind of boss will definitely drop a space stone. Seeing So Mu was about to leave, Qian Yuling hurriedly called So Mu to stop. After all, once So Mu left, Qian Yuling couldn't catch up with him at all. Another special boss? Space stone? Hearing these three words, So Mu paused, and finally stopped, turned around and looked at Qian Yuling again. I can't beat this special boss, its ordinary defense is too high, so I want to invite you. Seeing So Mu stayed, Qian Yuling was immediately delighted, and said again. For Qian Yuling, So Mu's appearance is really a blessing from heaven. Because So Mu's ordinary attack is very powerful, it can cause hundreds of thousands of ordinary damage to the previous boss. What is a space stone? So Mu hesitated for a moment and asked. Since even Qian Yuling values this thing called a space stone, it is obviously not an ordinary thing. Don't you know what a space stone is? Qian Yuling was stunned for a moment when she heard So Mu's question. This kind of space stone is not actually a stone, but it can allow people to obtain space element properties after fusion. Qian Yuling quickly explained and did not say anything else. Space element attribute. Even though he didn't know what the space stone was, So Mu knew about the space element. Elements are also divided into various levels. The common element attributes are gold, wood, water, fire, earth, ice, etc., and the rare ones are thunder element, dark element, etc. As for the space element, it is one of the top elements among all the elements. Its power is beyond doubt. Many elements are not only used to increase damage, but also have many other uses, and the space element is one of them. Chapter 28. For people of low level, the space stone is not very useful, but for people of high level, especially those above level 50, it is very useful. The higher the level, the greater the demand for rare special properties. Since there is only one space stone, how do you plan to distribute it? So Mu said lightly. If I say, I don't want that space stone, do you believe it? Looking at So Mu, Qian Yuling's eyes flashed with cunning. What So Mu didn't expect was that Qian Yuling would say this. Humph. If you don't want such a valuable thing, then why are you saying it? Or, that special boss is hard to deal with, do you want me to die or something? Or, after I kill that boss, will you take it away from me? So Mu said coldly. It's not like that, okay? I'm not as bad as you think. Qian Yuling rolled her eyes at So Mu. The space stone can be yours, but I just want to know one thing. Are you the one who caused the continuous appearance of the Alliance's notices some time ago? Qian Yuling stared at So Mu, trying to see something. When she said this, So Mu's heart suddenly shuddered. Level 10? Such a powerful ordinary attack? It is inevitable that one would associate it with the previous person. At the same time, So Mu's murderous intent flashed in his heart, but it disappeared quickly. He knew that he could not kill Qian Yuling. Why are you asking this? There are so many humans, and there are probably many level 10 beings who are stronger than me. So Mu replied calmly, with no expression on his face. Poof. If you're lying, come up with something better, okay? Qian Yuling almost spat out a mouthful of water. Do you know that with your direct ordinary damage, I have never seen many people in my family who can do it. Only strong people above level 90 can have such a slight possibility. I am sure that there is no one like you in the Longxia Alliance, even in the B1 United Alliance, the Blood-Killing Empire, or any of the other 3 human alliances. Qian Yuling said seriously. As the eldest daughter of the Qunyu family, her knowledge and understanding are naturally extraordinary. Hey, you dare to say that, aren't you afraid of being silenced? So Mu sneered. Afraid? Of course I am afraid, but I ignore physical attacks and magic. Besides, even if someone threatens me, they can't do anything to me. Qian Yuling said confidently. How could the eldest lady of the Qunyu family not have other means of life-saving? Normally, So Mu did not show such strength in front of other people. During the college competition, his opponents were too weak and would not let others connect with him. But now it is different. Qian Yuling saw So Mu kill the boss, so she started to guess. Although So Mu did not admit it, Qian Yuling was already sure in her heart. You should tell me other conditions. If you don't want to, then forget it. So Mu said after a moment's hesitation. Forget it, I won't make it difficult for you. How about this, if you are willing to join my Qunyu family, the Space Stone will belong to you, how about it? Since it has been basically confirmed, Qianyuling will not ask any more questions. She knows more about how many forces are currently tracking that person. It is understandable that So Mu wants to hide and not be exposed. That's it. So Mu didn't quite believe it. Of course, as long as you join the Qunyu family, I will take you to find the boss, and everything you get will belong to you, including the Space Stone. Qianyuling replied seriously. Well, I promise you, I will join your Qunyu family. With such a good thing, So Mu would naturally not refuse. Isn't this just a sentence? Hey! I am sincere. As a man, once you agree, you must keep your word and cannot go back on your word. Otherwise, you are breaking your promise. Seeing that So Mu agreed so easily, Qian Yuling couldn't help but say. My Qunyu family is a well-known family in the Longxia Alliance. There are many people who want to join but can't. Once you become a member of the Qunyu family, you will naturally have many benefits in the future. In order to invite So Mu, Qian Yuling had to explain patiently. Hearing this, So Mu's expression changed. I promised you, of course I'll keep my word, but I won't follow you to the Qunyu family now, I have other things to do. So Mu's expression also became serious. Apart from other things, the things in front of Qian Yuling that were worth at least 1 trillion yuan were enough to prove that the Qunyu family had a great background. Okay. It's a deal. Qian Yuling finally nodded. It was like gambling investment. She bet on So Mu. This is the identity token of my Qunyu family. Give me a drop of blood and I will help you authenticate it. Qian Yuling said as she took out a purple gold token. Looking at So Mu who looked suspicious, Qian Yuling continued. This token is special and must be confirmed with your blood. This is to prevent the owner from dying or losing it and others from being able to use it. Qian Yuling explained. After thinking about it, So Mu squeezed out a drop of blood and gave it to Qian Yuling. Then, after Qian Yuling's operation and confirming So Mu's name, he quickly completed the confirmation. Okay, here's the token. From now on, you can use this token wherever you are under the influence of the Qunyu family. After finishing, Qian Yuling handed the purple gold token to So Mu. Okay. After looking at the token, So Mu nodded. So Mu, come on, I'll take you there now. Qian Yuling didn't say anything nonsense. Since So Mu agreed to her invitation, she would naturally keep her word. Then, 2 figures walked quickly one after the other. Chapter 29. One of the reasons for accepting Qian Yuling's invitation is that the 3-day period is almost up, and it would be a pity if you miss it. The second reason is identity. The alliance attaches great importance to identity. Just like some time ago, So Mu wanted to buy the lucky potion, but was told that it could only be obtained through auction. If you have a special identity, you can buy it directly. By the way, which planet are you a citizen of? Qian Yuling asked on the way. Planet M. So Mu glanced at her and replied. The headquarters of my Qunyu family is on planet Z, but we also have a branch on planet M. If you have any needs, you can go there directly. Yet. So Mu nodded without comment. I have a question, how much do you know? After a moment's hesitation, So Mu thought of the fragments of the godhead he had obtained before. Although he could find out, So Mu did not believe the information. Qian Yuling came from a powerful family, and she might know something about this, so Mu wanted to get some useful information from her. What's the problem? Tell me about it. Hearing this, Qian Yuling immediately became interested and was very curious. Do you know the fragments of the godhead? I only know that the godhead is a necessary thing for becoming a god, but I don't know its other functions. So Mu thought for a while and said, Godhead. Hearing these two words, Qian Yuling couldn't help but twitch. Aren't you just thinking about becoming a god? She looked at So Mu in surprise. However, So Mu just glanced at Qian Yuling and said nothing, nor did he explain. Okay, I was too talkative. Seeing this, Qian Yuling muttered. Let me tell you this, Godhead is the most important item for becoming a god after reaching level 100, but it is only one of the items. It does not mean that possessing Godhead will definitely make you a god. Moreover, there is a failure probability when using the Godhead to become a god, and it is not low. As for the fragments of the Godhead, it also depends on the type of fragments. For example, Gold Godhead fragments and Earth Godhead fragments can only be regarded as ordinary Godheads. The market price is about 5 billion. If you want a high-level fragment of the Godhead, the value will naturally be higher. Fragments can be fused into Godheads, but it is difficult to combine the same. In addition, Godhead fragments can also be used to enhance elements. Of course, few people choose to do this, after all, fragments are very expensive. The fragments of the Godhead can also be made into a powerful self-destructing item using a special method. My grandfather said that both the Godhead and the fragments of the Godhead have many uses, and these are only some of them. My grandfather didn't tell me the rest. Qian Yuling directly said everything he knew at once without even pausing. As for the fragments, is it difficult to obtain them? So Mu couldn't help asking, and he was very satisfied with Qian Yuling's words. Big, definitely big. Do you know how many citizens there are in the Longxia Alliance? There are quite a few people who have reached level 100. The only thing these people do now is to look for the Godhead or fragments. Just to get a Godhead, countless level 100 warriors die every year. You don't know, the higher the level, the more brutal the competition is. Qian Yuling said with a sigh. It seems that I can't sell this fragment of the Godhead for the time being. If there is a chance, I will identify what kind of Godhead fragment it is. After listening to Qian Yuling's words, So Mu thought to himself. The two were silent for a while. So Mu, we are almost there, just ahead. At this time, Qian Yuling pointed ahead and said. Do you want to prepare? No need, just go over there. So Mu had already vaguely sensed the aura of the boss. He said as he passed Qian Yuling and walked to the front. Roar! In less than 3 seconds, So Mu and Qian Yuling heard a violent roar. You have to be careful. I almost suffered a great loss a few days ago. This boss has too high defense and its health is surprisingly thick. Qian Yuling warned. Boom! Boom! With a huge vibration, So Mu saw a giant beast hundreds of feet tall walking upright. Human, you are courting death, and you dare to step into my territory. This boss ignored So Mu directly, and stared at Qian Yuling beside So Mu with a pair of murderous eyes. Have you found out its attribute panel? Report it to me. So Mu said to Qian Yuling. Rockstar Beast. Level 56. HP, 2 billion. Strength, 12,800. Intelligence, 10,100. Constitution, 55,800. Spirit, 52,000. Agility, 10,900. Physical attack resistance, 78%. Magic resistance, 70%. Fire element, 3,201. Earth element, 2,811. Ignore defense, 30%. All elemental damage immunity, 40%. Skills, petrified armor, rock shock, giant rock fission. Qian Yuling quickly reported the attributes of this boss called Rockstar Beast. What? More than 50,000 physical and mental strength. After hearing the attributes reported by Qian Yuling, So Mu was surprised. This attribute is much higher than other attributes. Now So Mu realized what Qian Yuling said before, that this boss's defense is too strong. Now he knows what it means. Yes, and its petrified armor skill also enhances defense, which can instantly increase both defense attributes by 50%. Qian Yuling said seriously. So Mu. This boss's defense is really abnormal. Chapter 30. However, So Mu was surprised because it was the first time he had seen such a boss, and he had never expected that there would be a boss with such a huge difference in attributes. Even someone like Qian Yuling, who had been made into a top-notch, could only shake his head and run away when seeing such a boss. When ordinary people in their 30s see this kind of boss, they will just run away without saying a word. Not only is the defense ridiculously high, but the physical attack and magic resistance have reached 70%, 78%, and 100,000 points of attack will be weakened by nearly 80%. This is definitely a stone boss. No wonder So Mu's first feeling when he saw this rockstar beast was that this boss seemed to be made of stone, and sparks would appear on its body from time to time. Not only that, the attributes of the earth element and the fire element are also very high, and the elemental output damage is much higher than ordinary attacks. Will it work? If not, let's run. Although space stones are rare, life is important. Qian Yuling felt guilty, wondering if So Mu could handle it. Although she had seen that So Mu's normal attack was very high, the difference between that boss and this one was quite large. Hey, it's a piece of cake. So Bai turned his head and glanced at Qian Yuling. Combining the attributes of the rockstar beast boss she reported just now, So Mu made an estimate. At present, his physical attack and magic attack have reached more than 5.01 million. The physical attack resistance of the rockstar beast is 78%, which means that it will offset more than 3.9 million physical attack damage of So Mu, and the magic attack will offset more than 3.5 million. Then the opponent's direct double defense will offset it. In the end, the damage that So Mu can cause to the rockstar beast boss is about 800,000. Boom! So Mu didn't want to waste time and directly attacked the rockstar boss. Puff! Minus 801,000. As expected, it was similar to the result calculated by So Mu. This rockstar beast boss was indeed extremely powerful for Qian Yuling, but for So Mu, it was barely okay, probably only slightly stronger than the one he killed before, with the HP of several hundred million more. Seeing So Mu's output, Qian Yuling's eyes widened, and her red lips opened wide enough to fit an egg. What kind of monster is this? After a long while, Qian Yuling came to her senses, with an indescribable look on her face. Regardless of whether he was the one who defeated the level 10 ultimate boss before, this So Mu was definitely much more powerful than that person. I didn't expect that such a perverted monster would appear in the Longxia Alliance. He is only level 10. But, hehe, I am still lucky. I actually met such a monster and even brought him into the family. You can't leave even if you want to. Looking at So Mu, who was constantly attacking the rockstar beast boss, Qian Yuling showed a sly smile at the corner of her mouth. Minus 798,000. Minus 810,000. Time was running out, and So Mu relied on his terrifying speed to attack the rockstar beast boss frantically. Asshole! Damn human, don't run! Giant rocks fissioned. The rockstar beast boss roared continuously, and when the time was right, he used a powerful skill, and it was a large-scale attack. For a moment, countless sharp rocks burst out from the ground around the rockstar boss. There is no doubt that So Mu was also covered in the attack range. Minus 363,000. Minus 321,000. A string of damage and health points appeared above So Mu's head. Rockstar behemoth boss? The one who attacked me was a level 10 human? Qian Yuling was also shocked when So Mu was hit, but after seeing the result, Qian Yuling was even more surprised. The blood value was reduced by hundreds of thousands, but looking at So Mu's total blood value, it seemed that it was not reduced at all. If it were me, I would have died long ago with nearly 700,000 blood points reduced. However, Qian Yuling had no idea that the ordinary damage of the rockstar behemoth boss should not be able to break So Mu's defense. These damages were only caused by elemental damage. So Mu had no elemental resistance, so he could only take this elemental damage. But his blood value was thick, and the loss of hundreds of thousands of blood points was just a drizzle. If someone doesn't know this guy, they would think he is a humanoid boss, right? Qian Yuling was speechless. If this was an ordinary boss, Qian Yuling felt that the boss's health was not as thick as So Mu's. Well, she guessed right. So Mu was level 10. If compared with a level 10 boss, no matter how strong the level 10 boss was, its health could not be compared with his, and it would be crushed into slag. At this moment, So Mu and the Rockstar Beast were like two bosses fighting one-on-one. -652,000. After the Rockstar Beast boss used the skill, the defense increased sharply, but this state would not last too long, and the cooling time was also continuous. It would not affect So Mu's output damage too much. 1.8 billion. 1.6 billion. 1 billion. As an hour passed, the health of the Rockstar Beast boss had been reduced by half. Although So Mu was hit by the boss many times during this period, it was not a big deal. Qian Yuling was excited. She wanted to rush up to this powerful boss, but her strength did not allow her to do so. Hurry up! There are only 200 million HP left, So Mu, come on! Qian Yuling was like a lively little girl, shouting to cheer So Mu up from a distance. Oops! It's going to run away, chase it quickly. Just when the health of the Rockstar Beast boss was only 100 million, it turned and ran. But in front of So Mu, running away is useless. A few minutes later. Boom! The huge boss, which was hundreds of feet tall, fell down, making a deafening sound, and even the ground within hundreds of miles was shaking. Buzz! A beam of light appeared. Forbidden spell? Seeing this beam of light, So Mu's face lit up. This actually burst out a forbidden spell. This actually exploded a forbidden spell. Qian Yuling naturally saw the appearance of this beam of light and immediately exclaimed. The next moment, the beam of light disappeared, and the forbidden spell was picked up by So Mu. Why are you so stingy? I won't fight with you. This is the first time I've seen a forbidden spell explode. Seeing the light column disappear, Qian Yuling said depressedly. So Mu didn't stop. There were many things that exploded after the death of the Rockstar Beast boss. He didn't even look at them. He picked them all up and counted them later. However, exploding this forbidden spell and killing this boss was already a profit. Chapter 31. Whether it is opening a gift pack or killing a boss, the probability of a forbidden spell appearing is still very small. Not long after So Mu awakened, he opened a forbidden spell. That time it was completely based on luck, but the power of the forbidden spell was still good, and the truly powerful forbidden spells were very terrifying. So Mu did not expect that another forbidden spell would appear this time, which was very exciting for him. Qian Yuling said that it was the first time she saw a forbidden spell explode. Wasn't it also the first time So Mu saw it? Take it out and see what kind of forbidden spell is this. Seeing that the light column disappeared, Qian Yuling was eager to know what kind of forbidden spell this was for and whether it was powerful. In this regard, So Mu ignored her and continued to pick up other things. Why are you in such a hurry? I've said before that everything dropped by the boss belongs to you, so I won't fight with you for it. What a stingy man! Qian Yuling said with a snort. By the way, why is there no space stone you mentioned? After picking up all the things that exploded, So Mu did not find the space stone that Qian Yuling mentioned. The space stone will not explode directly, it is in the body of this boss. Qian Yuling explained. Hearing this, So Mu suddenly remembered that the blood crystal had to be taken out of the body of the red blood python he killed before. It seems that these special bosses will definitely drop some precious items, and they will not drop them directly. So Mu thought to himself. In fact, if you don't know what boss this is, and if it will definitely drop some precious items, the other party may not take the initiative to look for it after killing the boss. According to the place Qian Yuling said, So Mu quickly found something that looked like a stone in the body of the Rockstar Beast, but it was not a stone. How to say it, it looked like nephrite. Is this the space stone? Looking at the object in my hand that was emitting some kind of indescribable light, there was even a vague sense of two-dimensional spaces around this stone. Should be, right? Actually, this is the first time I've seen it, too. Qian Yuling replied. I haven't seen it, but it doesn't mean I don't know. This is some knowledge. Qian Yuling knows that this kind of Rockstar Beast will definitely drop a space stone, so she dares to be so sure. Of course, there is not only one boss that will definitely drop some precious items. Relatively speaking, whether it is the red-blooded python that So Mu killed before, or the current Rockstar Beast. The Bleeding Spirit Crystal and the Space Stone are both very low-level bosses. It feels so strange, as if I am in the same space as other spaces. Qian Yuling looked at the Space Stone in So Mu's hand and said in surprise. Okay, this thing is mine. After saying that, So Mu put it away. Oh, let me take a closer look. Qian Yuling was extremely depressed and was repeatedly defeated in front of So Mu. What's so good about it? I won't gain weight even if I look at it too much. I don't want to gain weight. My figure and weight are the most standard in the entire league. Qian Yuling said this while straightening her proud posture. Take out the forbidden spell and let me see it. If you don't need it, you can sell it to me. I will definitely not let you suffer any loss. Qian Yuling said again. It's not for you. So Mu shook his head. Qian Yuling's profession is an archer, but the forbidden spell that exploded is from a priest. To be honest, So Mu was also very disappointed. But after all, it is a forbidden spell, and it is still worth a lot of money. Okay, that's enough, I'm almost leaving. After finishing, So Mu said to Qian Yuling. So fast. Qian Yuling was stunned. No way? Are you really a newbie to Lucky Planet this time? Well, that's about right. So Mu nodded. Newbie? If this is a newbie, then other newbies will kneel down when they see So Mu. Qian Yuling couldn't help but think in her heart. Well, let's say goodbye. I still have some things to find, and I will leave in a few days. Qian Yuling looked at So Mu and said. If you have time in the future, you can come to Planet Z to find me. By the way, this is my ID in the virtual city. When your level exceeds 10, you can register for the virtual city, and you can contact me in it at that time. That's all, bye. Qian Yuling said, and left without looking back. Okay, see you later. There is still some time before he will be forced to teleport away. So Mu is too lazy to continue looking for the boss. What is this? When So Mu was cleaning the items in the storage space, he suddenly found a fruit with a special shape. Yes, it was a fruit, but So Mu definitely didn't recognize it. Check it out. Thinking of this, So Mu started searching directly through the micro device on his body. Generally speaking, if it is not too secret, you can find a little clue. Just like the fragments of the Godhead, you can find a little bit, although not much, but at least it can give So Mu a general understanding. Good fortune fruit, an extremely rare fruit, can randomly unlock a talent after taking it. After searching for a long time, So Mu only found this sentence. Unlock talent? Seeing these 4 words, So Mu's eyes narrowed. Isn't it said that talent awakens with one's own awakening? If there is no awakening, then there is no talent. This is called the fruit of fortune. It can actually open up talents. So Mu was shocked and couldn't hide his surprise. Chapter 32. Is this true? No one has ever mentioned this before, and my teacher also said this when I was in the academy. Talent can only be awakened at the same time as the awakening of the body. If the talent is not awakened at that time, it will not be awakened in the future. Something is not right, then why can we still find some clues? Is this the fruit of good fortune? Can it really unlock talents? If it is possible, can those who already have talents continue to open up a second talent? Or is it only useful for those who have not awakened talents? So Mu continued to search for a long time, but did not find anything else useful, and could not help but feel disappointed. It seems that many things are out of reach for ordinary citizens. Identity, this identity is too important. So Mu said with emotion. After returning, I can just use money to buy information. I don't believe it will be done so covertly. Thinking of this, So Mu put the fruit together with the blood crystal and other precious items. Beep beep. All students, please pay attention. In 10 minutes, you will be teleported back to the spacecraft. Please pay attention. At this moment, a reminder sounded on the communication device. Before being teleported to the Lucky Planet, each student was equipped with a forced teleportation device. When the 3 days were up, they would be teleported back immediately. Of course, the students who had died would not receive this message, and their bodies would not be teleported back. The harvest in 3 days is huge, it is worthy of being a lucky planet. So Mu was very satisfied. In addition to the main items, there were many other items. If they were sold, it would also be a huge fortune. 10 minutes passed quickly, and So Mu's figure disappeared in an instant. When he appeared again, he had returned to the previous spaceship. 7 students came back safely this time, which is good. The teacher who led the team spoke at this time. As soon as these words came out, So Mu and others realized that there were originally 10 people, but now there are only 7 people. The other 3 are probably in danger. As for how the 3 of them died, it is unknown whether they died because they did not listen to the advice and went deep into the lucky planet, or they were killed by others. No one will check. For Tianyuan Academy where So Mu is located, most of them can only come back alive in the past, and even in the worst case, all 10 people who came died. This probability does not only happen in Tianyuan Academy, but every academy is possible, and there are not a few who are completely wiped out. I believe you have all gained some good things, which belong to you. After this battle, your status in the academy will be different in the future. If there are other things, you will be chosen first. The teacher continued. Don't choose to leave the college early, just graduate naturally. You will know the reason in the future. Yes, teacher. So Mu and others replied in unison. A few days later, the spaceship from planet M had returned. After So Mu and others went through some cumbersome ceremonies in the academy, So Mu left directly. Facing the invitations from many forces, So Mu rejected them all. As for the forces, I have the token of the Kyunya family. I wonder if I can find something I want in this family with this identity. Thinking of the forces that invited him just now, So Mu immediately took out the purple gold token with 2 fictitious traditional Chinese characters Kyunyu on it. The branch of the Kyunya family on planet M is still easy to find, just like a map navigation, it will appear as soon as you search. The distance is a bit far, but transportation is too convenient nowadays. After a while, So Mu stood in front of a huge building. Tisk tisk, it's worthy of being the Kyunya family. On the way here, So Mu did not forget to search for the Kyunya family. What surprised So Mu was that the Kyunya family's influence spread throughout the Longxia alliance, and even in the other 2 alliances. Qian Yuling's identity is probably not simple, otherwise, her attributes are definitely not something that ordinary people can afford. So Mu thought to himself. Sir, is there anything I can help you with? Well, I want to check some information. Looking at the beautiful lady coming over, So Mu took out the purple gold token. Purple gold token. But the beautiful lady was almost scared to death when she saw the token in So Mu's hand. So Mu? Is it necessary to react so strongly? It's just a token? In So Mu's opinion, the material of this token is good. After all, he and Qian Yuling met for the first time, and he didn't think that the other party would give him any special identity. He guessed that this token was just ordinary. However, So Mu was completely wrong. The identity of the purple gold token was extraordinary. As a member of the Kyunya family, especially those special ones, they generally have tokens. And the tokens are also divided into levels: black iron, bronze, silver, gold, dark gold, and then purple gold. Of course, there are more levels behind, but they are rare. But the level of the purple gold token is already very high. I'm sorry, sir, your status is too high, I don't have the right to receive you, please wait a moment, I'll go call the manager. The beautiful lady quickly recovered, and after she finished speaking, she ran away immediately, looking very nervous. Oh my god! It turned out to be a purple gold token. I have been here for so many years and have never seen it once. What is this person's identity? On the way to call the manager, the beautiful lady exclaimed in her heart. Is she of high status? Watching the beautiful young lady leave, So Mu naturally thought of more things. This Kyunyuling, it seems that he has seen a lot about me. So Mu thought to himself. Indeed, Qian Yuling's status is so high. Don't look at her young age, but her experience and insight are so strong. Just based on all the information she got after seeing So Mu kill a boss, she directly gave So Mu a purple gold token. Later, when So Mu fought with the Rockstar Beast boss, Qian Yuling affirmed her approach. She invited So Mu sincerely, which can be seen from this purple gold token. But at that time, she did not introduce to So Mu how high the status of this purple gold token was. The purpose was to let So Mu know her thoughts in the future. In this way, people can reach a higher level of favorability towards her. Oh, this woman! So Mu already understood everything, and was amazed at Qian Yuling's foresight and thoughts. Chapter 33. This is a very powerful method, but it makes it impossible for people to have bad feelings towards Qian Yuling. Soon, the beautiful young lady who led a man and quickly returned here. Hello, sir, I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. The man said to So Mu. It doesn't matter. So Mu waved his hand, indicating that he didn't care. Sir, excuse me for asking, could you please let me have the purple gold token for confirmation? If I have offended you, please forgive me. The man continued. There was no other way. The status of the purple gold token was very high for him. He had to do this for the sake of caution. Moreover, the man saw that So Mu was so young and only level 10. Wasn't he a novice who had just awakened? And such a level 10 novice actually had a purple gold token. He couldn't help but be suspicious. Just like Qian Yuling said before, the token needed to be verified by blood to prevent it from being taken away after death or lost to other people. Others got the Qinyu family's token, but no one else could. In fact, the identity token of the Qinyu family, no matter who arrives at the headquarters or the branch, needs to be verified before they can enjoy certain privileges. Well, no problem. So Mu nodded, and he understood the key point after thinking about it. Besides, the other person's attitude was very good. The man respectfully took the purple gold token from So Mu's hand, and then took out a special verification instrument. With the last beam of light scanning So Mu, the identity was finally confirmed. This purple gold token does belong to So Mu, right? Mr. Su, your identity is confirmed. The man was even more respectful at this time and returned the purple gold token to So Mu. I want to find some information, is that okay? So Mu looked at the man and said. Sure, Mr. Su, please follow me. Then, So Mu followed the man into a separate room. Mr. Su, you can check here. If you need anything else, you can ring the bell. We are always here for you. The man made a gesture of invitation and left the room. The identity represented by this purple gold token seems to be much higher than I thought. So Mu looked around. This kind of room is extremely secretive. Others can't detect anything here. Good fortune fruit. So Mu turned on the device in front of him and typed in these 3 words. The next moment, a lot of information about the good fortune fruit was displayed. Great, having a special identity is indeed much more convenient. Looking at the information listed in front of him, there is much more than what he had searched before. The fruit of fortune, also known as the fruit of talent awakening, is an extremely rare fruit. Its origin is unknown. Currently, most of the fruit of fortune comes from the boss of the lucky planet. It is unknown which boss it is. Its function is to awaken people's talents. People without talents can awaken their first talent after taking it. If a person has 1 talent, they can awaken their second talent after taking it. If someone has awakened more than 3 talents, then taking the fortune fruit will most likely override any of the 3 talents and awaken other talents. The awakened talent is a random talent, and everything depends on your luck. A person can only take 1 fortune fruit in his lifetime. Taking more will not awaken his talent. Market price, none. The most recent good fortune fruit that appeared on the market was 100 years ago, but once it appeared, it was bought by an unknown person, and its specific value is unknown. So Mu read every word carefully, and he understood everything at once. It's amazing. I never thought there would be such a magical treasure in the world. It's incredible. So Mu said in amazement. I only have 1 talent now, so if I take this fruit of fortune, can I awaken my second talent? My current talent is enough to defy the heavens. If I had other talents, it would be unimaginable. So Mu was so excited that he wanted to swallow the fruit of fortune right now, but he held back. Then So Mu continued to look through it, but did not find any other information about the fruit of fortune. In fact, this was already the most essential part that was directly deleted. It should be safe here. Thinking of this, So Mu swallowed the fruit of good fortune inadvertently. If someone didn't know him, they would think he was eating fruit. But just when So Mu thought that the message of awakening the second talent appeared. Warning! Because your data has been reset, you can no longer obtain the current talent. If you force it to continue, the original talent may disappear, and you will not be able to obtain any talent in the future. So Mu? Hearing this urgent warning, So Mu was so scared that he spat out the fortune fruit in his mouth. What a joke, if the current talent disappears, then what's the point? No matter how many talents you have, they can't compare to the current talent. Data reset, it turns out that this was prompted when I first awakened. It seems that after I obtain this extremely powerful talent, it also means that I will lose something. So Mu immediately understood. There is gain and loss. The way of heaven is flawed, let alone people. Thinking of this, So Mu was not disappointed in his heart, but more happy, because his original talent was already strong enough. Chapter 34. After putting the good fortune fruit away again, So Mu did not leave the room, because he wanted to identify something else, that is, the attribute of the divine fragment that was opened before. This room contains many functions. In addition to querying information, it also has the function of identifying items. Please put in the item you want to identify. According to the prompt, So Mu put the fragment of the divine body into a groove. However, what So Mu didn't expect was that the identification took a long time. After 10 minutes, there was no result of the identification. So Mu thought that the instrument was broken. Just when So Mu was getting impatient. Ding! The branch does not have enough identification authority and cannot identify it. So Mu. What the hell is this? Nothing. After putting away the fragments of the Godhead, So Mu pressed the reminder bell. A few seconds later, the manager opened the door again. Mr. Su, what do you need? The man asked respectfully as always. Well, I have a batch of equipment, skills, etc., you can call more people to count them. So Mu said directly. Okay, please wait, I'll do it right away. The man didn't ask any more questions and immediately walked out of the room again. However, the appearance and the heart are naturally different. The man felt that So Mu was making a fuss. No matter how many things there were, it wouldn't take long at his speed, so why call other people? But he didn't dare to say more. After all, So Mu's identity was here. Once someone with the purple gold token complained, he would lose not only his job title but also his life. Not long after, the man returned. Since So Mu wanted more people, he simply called 7 or 8 people over, and they were all beautiful young ladies. So Mu saw that the man called 7 or 8 people over and felt that this man's work was quite to his liking. I'm going to trouble you all later. So Mu looked at these people and said. Mr. Su, you are too polite. This is what we should do. Everyone said in unison. Then, without knowing what was going on, So Mu directly poured out all the items in the independent storage space. In an instant, a small hill appeared in front of everyone's empty space, which was made up of all kinds of items. Oh my god, this. Whether it was the man or the other women, their eyes widened immediately. All of them are gold-level equipment, and there are skill books, the lowest of which are A-level skill books. There are so many rare job transfer scrolls, this can't be. They dared not say the word robbery at the end, so they could only think like this. Of course, in addition to equipment, skill books and job transfer scrolls, there were other things, such as primary elemental stones, etc. These were also common things. So Mu naturally kept the valuable ones for himself. Whether he would use them or not was another matter. Anyway, he was not short of money at the moment. Afterwards, So Mu ate the delicious food provided leisurely while watching these people count and calculate the prices of these things. The 8 women and a manager counted for more than 3 hours before they finished counting all these things. Mr. Su, these items have been counted and the prices have been calculated. They are all based on the market price, a total of 51.8 billion gold coins. When he said this, the man couldn't help but take a deep breath. The other beautiful ladies widened their eyes when they heard it. If it was just one person, they had never received such an order, and it was actually impossible. They didn't have the authority to do so. As you have the purple gold token, the final price will increase by 10%, so your batch of items is worth 56.98 billion gold coins. At this moment, So Mu became rich and powerful. More than 50 billion in wealth, this is just the ordinary ones, not including those rare and precious ones. If you add them, it will easily be hundreds of billions. Sure. So Mu said excitedly. As for the price, he believed that the other party would not dare to make random calculations, and he did not need to calculate it carefully. By the way, I want to expand my storage space. How much is the price? After clearing the things, So Mu now has to buy some things. Before, he almost wasted a lot of things because of insufficient storage space. If he hadn't got an independent storage space, he didn't know how much he would have thrown away. Mr. Su, the price is not low. Generally speaking, if your storage space is within 10 cubic meters, then each cubic meter of expansion is 10 billion gold coins. The man explained. Everyone has only 1 cubic meter of storage space when they first awaken, but this is enough for most of the Alliance citizens. But for So Mu, it is obviously not enough. However, expanding one's own storage space is also an extremely complicated process. After all, it is related to space. Therefore, each additional cubic meter starts at 10 billion. Is it so expensive? So Mu said in surprise. Yes, but you can get a 10% discount, which means that 1 cubic meter of expansion will cost 900 million gold coins. The man nodded. What do you do with money? Of course, you spend it. You have earned tens of billions in 3 days. If you don't spend it, wouldn't it be a big mistake for yourself? I only have 1 cubic meter of storage space now, expand it to 10 cubic meters later. So Mu waved his hand and said proudly. Okay. The man immediately recorded this. He could tell that So Mu was going to splurge, he had to record it first. Chapter 35. Although the items sold by So Mu are worth tens of billions, and now they are being consumed lavishly, the man's commission will still not be less in the end, and may even be more. Because how much So Mu spends now is also related to the man's commission. In this regard, regardless of So Mu's identity, the man naturally did his best. By the way, do you have any level 3 lucky potion? So Mu asked directly. He had already thought about what he needed, and he was very clear about his needs every time. How many do you want? We only have 5 bottles in stock now. The man replied truthfully. Only 5 bottles? How much is that? Originally, So Mu wanted to increase his luck attribute directly to 30 points. He had already increased it to 20 points in the lucky planet. Mr. Su, the price of the 3rd level lucky potion and the 2nd level lucky potion is very different. If it is auctioned, it usually costs more than 1.5 billion per bottle. Of course, with your status, we will naturally follow the market price, which is 1.5 billion, and then if we discount it by 10%, it will be 1.35 billion per bottle. The man explained. 1.35 billion. So Mu said after a pause. As for why it was so expensive, So Mu would not ask any more questions, because he could understand that no matter what it was, the later it was, the more expensive it would be. If the 2nd level lucky potion was auctioned, it would be about 100 million, and the higher it was, it would be less than 200 million. The price of the 3rd level lucky potion was about 10 times higher. If it was a 4th level lucky potion, there was no doubt that the price would be even more outrageous. The rate of these things was also very low, which made the price very high. Therefore, if you want to become powerful, the cost required is unimaginable. Then I want all 5 bottles. If you have tens of billions of dollars anyway, why keep them if you don't spend them? Okay. The man quickly recorded it. It was billions of dollars of spending again. So Mu didn't even blink. By the way, do you have any blood spirit crystals? So Mu suddenly asked. Although he already had one, So Mu wanted to buy another one because blood spirit crystals could unlock special properties in advance. Blood crystal? Yes, there are, but this kind of thing needs to be applied for from the headquarters, and only if it is approved can it be sold. You are a purple gold token holder. If the headquarters agrees, we can sell it to you directly. The man hesitated for a moment and replied. So that's it. So Mu didn't expect that this thing was so rare. Mr. Su, you don't actually need to activate the special attribute in advance, because everyone will automatically activate the first special attribute when they reach level 30. Blood crystals are rare, and after using them, you may not be able to obtain the special properties you want. In the end, you still have to use Tianq stone to wash them, and the price of Tianq stone is not low. Also, if you have used a blood crystal before level 10, you cannot use the second one. The use of blood crystals is also limited. Each person can only use it once every 10 levels. The man finally added, because in his opinion, So Mu is so rich, although he is only level 10 now, he should have used blood crystals in advance. But how could they think that before going to Lucky Planet, So Mu was so poor, how could he afford blood crystals worth tens of billions? So that's how it is. How about this, you apply to the headquarters first, if it's possible, I will buy a blood crystal. So Mu thought about it and said to the man. Okay. Please wait a moment, it may take a while. The man nodded and left the room with the others, but he left another beautiful lady behind. You go out too, I'll call you if anything happens. So Mu sent the beautiful lady out. Yes. Mr. Su. After no one was around, So Mu looked up the effect of the blood crystal. He almost forgot to check it before, and the result was similar to what the man said. Fortunately, I didn't continue to upgrade. I was ready to continue upgrading next. So Mew said with a chuckle. I have a blood crystal, I will use it first. If I apply for another blood crystal, I can continue to use it after my level breaks through 10. Thinking of this, So Mew no longer hesitated and used the blood crystal he got. After using the blood crystal, special attributes are obtained randomly. As for what attributes can be obtained, no one knows. Ding! The blood crystal was used successfully. Congratulations on unlocking the special attribute. Ding! Congratulations on your ice element attribute. Ice element? It's a decent element attribute, but it's not what So Mew wants. He wants a special attribute to resist physical immunity or magic immunity. However, this special attribute is very difficult to obtain. Generally, ordinary element attributes such as gold, wood, water, fire, and earth appear. Therefore, it is necessary to use the Tianq stone to wash it and absorb the original special attribute. Chapter 36. For anyone, the cost of special attributes here is an invisible huge fortune. For example, now So Mew uses the blood crystal to open the first special attribute, the ice element attribute is 1 point. If he does not wash it now, but chooses to increase the ice element attribute. If he does not need it in the future, he will wash off the ice element, then the attribute value raised after that will disappear after washing out other attributes. If you want to increase the attribute value of other special attributes, you have to spend money again. Of course, there will be special attributes attached to the equipment, but it is difficult to use what you need. For example, So Mew needs a special attribute to resist physical immunity, but there are few equipment with this special attribute, or other special attributes are naturally not very useful to So Mew. The best way is to directly increase your own special attributes, once and for all. Of course, the premise is what you need. For most people, the early level is mainly general attack, because there will be no special attributes, even if there are attribute values will be very low. Of course, the local tyrants are an exception, and they are not ordinary local tyrants. For example, Qian Yuling, who So Mew met before, is only level 30, but has such high special attributes. There are very few such people. In the middle and late stages of the level, it is the elemental attributes, various special attributes, and resistance attributes. These are like the elements of mutual generation and mutual restraint. Where there is one, there must be resistance. At the same level, the opponent's special attribute restrains you, but you may also have a special attribute that restrains the opponent, unless you can possess all elemental attributes and all special attributes in all aspects. But such existence is rare. But in other words, even if you have all the elemental attributes, it depends on the value. If you have all the gold, wood, water, fire, and earth elemental attributes, but they are all 1 point attribute value, what's the use? Money, 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 you want to be strong everywhere. So Mew said with emotion. Don't think that he doesn't need to worry about basic attributes now, but he still needs a lot of other things. But there is no way, if you want to become stronger, spending is essential. This Tianq stone is probably not cheap. It has too many special attributes. It is not difficult to wash it to your satisfaction. So Mew does not need to take the initiative to understand this kind of thing. He knows that Tianq stone cannot be cheap with a little guess. After all, it is something that can reset its own special attributes. If it is an item that resets equipment attributes, the price may be lower. Mr. Su, I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. The headquarters has replied. About half an hour later, the mail manager came back again. Just by looking at his expression, So Mew guessed that the result was not successful. How is it? So Mew asked directly. Mr. Su, actually the headquarters replied that they can sell it to you, but on planet M, there is only one blood spirit crystal in all our branches at this time, but this blood spirit crystal was bought by another customer 3 days ago. The mail manager explained depressedly. If he sells an item worth tens of billions, he will get a lot of commission, and the most important thing is that he can attract important customers. Each human survival planet in the Longxia Alliance is very large, and those powerful forces naturally have more than one branch. The branch of the Qurnia family on planet M, the one So Mew is currently in, is just one of them. And many things are also transmitted between branches. If this branch does not have it, it can be transferred from other branches. If there is none, and the customer has a strong demand, it can be transferred from other planets, or even directly shipped from the headquarters. So, forget it then. So Mu was a little disappointed when he heard the man say this, but fortunately he had just opened a Mr. Su, if you insist, I can continue to contact the headquarters and retrieve one from the nearest planet with a blood crystal, but it will take some time. The man didn't want to run away with the commission, so he continued. If this is possible, that would be great. I can wait. Hearing this, So Mu nodded. What about the price? When buying things, the price should be clear. Although So Mu is rich now, he is not stupid. This. When the man heard So Mu asking about the price, he hesitated for a moment. Mr. Su, the price of blood spirit crystal is very low. The price is always rising. The price may be different every day. At present, the price of blood spirit crystal in the market has risen to 15 billion. If it is auctioned, it will be higher. If it is an internal purchase, only people like you who have a purple gold token or above can directly purchase it. Others cannot. The person 3 days ago also had a purple gold token, and the price of blood crystal 3 days ago was only about 14 billion. The man said quickly, speaking very clearly, talking about the important parts, and explaining very reasonably, worthy of being a manager-level figure. Wow, in 3 days, it has increased by 1 billion. This increase is outrageous enough. By the way, if the price of blood spirit crystals had increased like this since the beginning, it should have been sold for more than 10 billion by now, right? So Mu suddenly thought of a question. Chapter 37. The price of blood spirit crystal started to rise 10 years ago, and now, 10 years later, it's only over 10 billion. The increase is not too high, right? That's not the case, Mr. Su. In fact, the blood crystal was discovered and its true function was finally studied only 3 years ago. The increase was very small at the beginning, probably because this kind of thing was discovered not long ago and not many people know about it, but in the past few months, the increase has been much faster. The man continued to explain, without a trace of impatience. After hearing this, So Mu understood that a new thing that has not been recorded naturally needs to be studied to know its specific function and whether it is useful after thorough research. What is its value? All of these require a long time. The blood spirit crystal may exist and may have been discovered for a long time, but people really knew its function only 3 years ago. Or perhaps, there is a possibility of monopoly. That is to say, the Alliance and major powerful forces have researched something new, which is of very high value and very useful. But they didn't make it public. Instead, they secretly bought it from people who got it at a very low price and then stored it. Because it was an unrecorded item, its function could not be found, and its value was unknown. If others didn't know, they would naturally choose to sell it. When these forces stored a certain amount of this thing, they would quietly announce it and sell it at a very high price, thus achieving a monopoly. This situation is not rare. Perhaps, the blood spirit crystal was announced in this way, but few people knew the inside story. Even if they could guess it, what could they do? No wonder those 5 people said that before in Lucky Planet, they said that a family wanted to buy a blood crystal for 10 billion, but those 5 people were disdainful and said that they could sell it for more than 12 billion. What So Mu thought of was what those 5 people said when they snatched the red snake blood python boss from their hands. If that's the case, then if I want a blood spirit crystal, doesn't it mean that I can only determine the price of the blood spirit crystal on the day I trade with you, instead of trading at the current price? So Mu said, looking at the man. Yes, Mr. Su, that's what you mean. This is the rule of the headquarters, and we have no way to change it. The man nodded and replied apologetically. It has increased by 1 billion in the last 3 days. What will it be like in a while? It will be 20 billion or more. So Mu said depressedly. You don't need to pay a deposit. If the blood crystals arrive, I can notify you. If the price is unacceptable to you, it's okay if you don't buy it. That's fine, let's see when the time comes. Hearing this, So Mu no longer hesitated. What is the price of Tianq stone? So Mu asked again. Since the other blood crystal cannot be obtained, now we have to start washing the special properties that have just been opened. The market price of Tianq stone is 1 billion per piece, and after a 10% discount, it is 900 million. So Mu. This is shady. The rarer the thing, So Mu is sure that it must be monopolized by everyone. Give me 10 first. Without thinking too much, So Mu waved his hand again. He would spend all the money first, and if the blood crystals arrived later, he would talk about it then. So Mew was too lazy to keep so much money. Okay, do you need it now or do you want it to be delivered to you later? Send the sky defective stones to me now, I will use them now. If they are not enough, I will need to buy more. So Mew had no idea whether he could wash out the special properties that he was satisfied with 10 sky defective stones. This sky defective stone must be a monopoly item, and these profiteers must have a lot of it in stock. Okay. Wait a moment. Soon, someone brought 10 Tianq stones. Ding. Consume the Tianq stone, the original ice element attribute disappears, and the gold element attribute is obtained. Hearing this, So Mew's face darkened. The more he washed, the weaker it became. Well, 900 million is gone. Continue. Ding. Consume the Tianq stone, the original gold element attribute disappears, and the attribute of ignoring physical attack is obtained. The luck is good. For others, it must be extremely happy, but for So Mew, it is still useless. Come again. Ding. Consume the sky clear stone, the original attribute of ignoring physical attack disappears, and the water element attribute is obtained. So Mew. Earth element attribute, water element resistance attribute. After that, So Mew's face became darker and darker. Soon, the 10 sky clear stones were washed out, and the 9 billion was like a waste of money. In fact, 2 good special attributes were washed out, but they were useless to So Mew, he didn't need them. And if he washed like this, the number of natural consumption would be much more. Give me 10 more. So Mew's eyes turned red. Ding. Consume the sky clear stone, the original thunder element attribute disappears, and the physical attack resistance attribute is obtained. Dark element, wind element, 2 or 3 kinds of them appeared repeatedly, which almost made So Mew go berserk. Soon, 10 sky clear stones were gone, but they still didn't come out. You, sir. So Mew couldn't help cursing. But in fact, such a small consumption is nothing, especially for those who are already at a very high level. They have a lot of special attributes. If a new special attribute is opened, they will naturally choose to wash out the one they don't have. At this time, the number of Tianq stones consumed is even greater, just like So Mew. Some people even washed hundreds of billions, but they didn't wash out what they wanted, which is desperate. Give me 10 more. The last 10 are here. If they haven't been washed out yet, forget it. We'll talk about it later. So Mew said angrily. 30 Tianq stones, a total of 27 billion gold coins, this cost a lot. Chapter 38. For the rich, tens of billions are nothing, but for ordinary people, it is an astronomical figure. For So Mew now, it is a bit unbearable. After all, the previous items were only sold for more than 50 billion, which is equivalent to removing nearly half of them. Ding. Consume the Tianq stone, the original gold element attribute disappears, and the immune physical defense attribute is obtained. Ding. Consume the sky clear stone, the original attribute of ignoring physical attack disappears, and the fire element attribute is obtained. Soon, another 5 Tianq stones were washed, but still nothing was found. 2 of them were duplicates. Ding. Consume the sky clear stone, the original resistance to ice element disappears, and the wind element is gained. Damn it, this is the last one. If I can't wash it out, I won't wash it anymore. Looking at the last Tianq stone in his hand, So Mew was on the verge of going berserk. Ding. Consume the sky clear stone, the original wind element attribute disappears, and the magic attack immunity and resistance attribute are gained. So Mew. So Mew was stunned. He couldn't believe that this last Tianq stone was washed out. Immune to magic attack resistance, 1%. Opening his attribute panel, So Mew looked at it several times and finally confirmed that he had brushed out the special attribute he wanted. The basic attributes, strength and intelligence are the same, which means that So Mew's physical attack and magic attack output are the same. This is why he did not choose a profession at the beginning, but became a non-professional. In the Lucky Planet, after meeting Qian Yuling and seeing that the other party was 100% immune to physical attack and magic attack, So Mew immediately wanted to obtain these 2 special attributes of resistance. Although, if there are other beings with 100% immunity to physical attack and magic attack, even if the other party still can't do anything to So Mew can't do anything to the other party, which is a bit difficult for him to accept. After all, the physical attack and magic attack are millions, tens of millions, attacking the other party but not causing any damage, it is a bit unacceptable for anyone. So Mu had already thought about it at that time. If he went back, he must get this special attribute of resistance as soon as possible. It's okay, whether it's immunity to physical attack resistance or immunity to magic attack resistance, it's okay, at most I can just play magic attack output later. Mu thought excitedly. Haha, not bad, not bad, 30 stones washed out the special attribute I wanted, my luck is not bad. Compared with before, Mu's mood changed quickly. In fact, only 30 Tianq stones washed out this resistance attribute with a very low probability of appearing, Mu's luck was already quite good. Okay, come in. Mu called the manager outside in. Mr. Su, how is it? The man asked tentatively. For him, the inner thought is naturally that the more Mu consumes, the better. It would be best if all the more than 50 billion is consumed, which is even better. Well, I'm lucky. I've washed out the attributes I want. Mu was in a good mood and couldn't help but smile and said. That's good, congratulations to Mr. Su. The man also smiled, after all, he had to be happy for the distinguished guest. Do you need anything else? No need, now go expand my portable storage space and send those 5 bottles of level 3 lucky potion over. Mu stood up and walked out of the room. Come with me. The man quickly took Mu to a special place, which was specially designed to expand the storage space for personal belongings. Mr. Su, you lie in this instrument. The process will take about an hour. The man pointed to the powerful instrument in front of him and said. Mu nodded, without saying anything, and lay down directly. As the instrument started, it started to run rapidly. During this process, Mu did not feel anything, just like lying in bed normally. An hour passed quickly. After the instrument was turned on, Mu walked out. The power of technology is still very strong. The storage space has become 10 cubic meters. After coming out, Mu naturally couldn't wait to check the range of his portable storage space. He was very satisfied with the result. Of course, Mr. Su, the technology of our Longxia alliance is already very advanced. Not to mention expanding it to 10 cubic meters, we can even expand it to a larger size. The man said with a smile. These are the 5 bottles of level 3 lucky potions you need. They are all here. Keep them safe. The man handed a box to Mu. After checking it and confirming that it was complete, Mu put it in the storage space. That's it, calculate how much I spent. Basically there is no demand, Mu doesn't want to stay here any longer. The storage space was expanded by 9 cubic meters. The market price is 1 billion per cubic meter. A 10% discount is 900 million, so the consumption is 8.1 billion. The market price of the 3rd level lucky potion is 1.5 billion per bottle, 10% off is 1.35 billion, and the total price for 5 bottles is 6.75 billion. The market price of Tianq stone is 1 billion, and a 10% discount is 900 million. A total of 30 pieces were used, which is 27 billion. Mr. Su, you spent a total of 41.85 billion. And the income from your sales was 56.98 billion, so I will need to pay you 15.13 billion in the end. The man said quickly. Although he was a bit long-winded, it could let customers know what they spent. Customers may know it, but this is a necessary procedure for doing business, and everything can be seen at a glance. After that, the man did not forget to hand these arithmetic to Mu for verification. Well, that's it. Mu didn't look at it, just nodded. Soon, the remaining 15 billion arrived in Mu's account. Mr. Su, take care. I will inform you if the blood crystal arrives. On the way back. I'd better get in touch with my aunt, otherwise it would be hard to explain if she caught me next time. Soon, Mu got in touch with Qing Shuang. You little brat, you still remember to call me. As soon as the call was connected, Qing Shuang said. Didn't I just come back and contact my aunt? Mu said with a smile. Auntie, where are you now? Have you gone out to gain experience? I said before that I would give you something when I came back, and I brought it back. Chatting with Qing Shuang, Mu felt very relaxed. Now Mu has money, although the value of the 1st level lucky potion Qing Shuang gave him at that time cannot be compared with now. But Qing Shuang's kindness, Mu will always remember it in his heart, which is incomparable to anything else. I've already told you that improving your strength is more important. You should use the things first. Why don't you listen? Qing Shuang glared at Su Mu, her face full of reproach. Alas, I have everything. Can you come over? If not, I will throw the things away. The things that Su Mu prepared must be given to Qing Shuang. Well, I was planning to go out with my friends tomorrow to practice, but now that you're back, I'll come over. Seeing that she couldn't persuade Su Mu, Qing Shuang had no choice but to agree. Not long after, Su Mu just returned home, and Qing Shuang followed him. What are you going to give me, little brat? Why are you being so secretive? Qing Shuang asked as she came in, grabbing Su Mu's ear. Su Mu couldn't help but take a few more glances at Qing Shuang's outfit today. The fitted dress highlighted her round figure, and her straight, chopstick-like legs were wearing a pair of ultra-thin flesh-colored stockings. The annoying thing was that Qing Shuang had taken off her shoes and lay directly on the sofa, with her legs in front of Su Mu. Chapter 39. Qing Shuang was only 22 years old, in the prime of youth, and her whole body seemed to exude a deadly aura. Su Mu had to turn his head away and not look at Qing Shuang's condition at this time. Ahem, please move your legs and pay attention to your image, okay? You are a girl. Su Mu concealed his embarrassment and said to Qing Shuang. What's the matter? I'm not out with someone else's family. Of course, I can do whatever I feel comfortable with. Qing Shuang replied nonchalantly. Oh, I was almost exhausted yesterday. I went to ZQ1362 planet and played it alone for a whole day. It was so tiring. The monsters in those planets are getting stronger and stronger. It is too difficult to play it alone. Quick! Massage my calves, they're so sore. Qing Shuang continued, and at the same time, she put her legs wrapped in flesh-colored stockings on Su Mu's legs. Su Mu could only endure the torture and had to massage Qing Shuang's legs. The elasticity of her skin was very good. He used the eye of observation to look at Qing Shuang's level and attributes. At this time, Qing Shuang's level was only about level 35, and her equipment was not very good. It is naturally more difficult to single-handedly kill monsters of the same level, and they are ordinary ones. As for the boss, don't even think about it. It's okay, I'm here. From now on, you can kill monsters alone, or even bosses alone. Su Mu looked at Qing Shuang and said with a smile. I want to, too. But as long as you have your aunt in your heart, you should work hard to improve yourself. Haven't you changed your job yet? How come you are still level 10 after going to the lucky planet? If I go for training tomorrow, I can help you get some better equipment. If you are lucky, you may even get a good skill book. Qing Shuang was thinking about the future. Before Su Mu awakened, she didn't need to worry about it, but now that Su Mu has awakened, not only is his level low, but his strength is even lower. In order to make Su Mu grow up as quickly as possible, Qing Shuang is under a lot of pressure. After all, she herself was not that strong. If she had sold the bottle of lucky potion last time and bought some better equipment, her strength would have been much stronger. But she still chose to leave it to Su Mu, just to wait for Su Mu to use it after he awakens. Listening to Qing Shuang's words, Su Mu was very moved. Come. Auntie, you don't need to worry about those things from now on. I brought you some things. Su Mu stopped massaging Qing Shuang's legs and took out a piece of equipment. It was the pair of shoes that Su Mu had brushed off before. A piece of equipment? Qing Shuang? Before she finished speaking, she saw the attributes of the equipment in Su Mu's hand. She was stunned for a moment, thinking that her eyes were dazzled. Ripped boots of the fallen gods. Quality? Occupation, General. Level, Level 1. Dodge, 10,000. Movement speed, 5,000. But after watching it several times, Qing Shuang realized that it was not dazzled by her eyes, but the truth. What kind of shoes are these? Level 1 shoes have such high attributes. Su Mu, where did you get it from? Qing Shuang felt her breathing quicken, and asked Su Mu in disbelief. Has anyone else seen this equipment? If someone else sees it, it will be a big trouble. At the same time, Qing Shuang immediately became nervous. Such equipment can not only be worn at level 1, but also be universal for all professions. This is simply unimaginable. Especially the attributes. Don't worry. No one saw it. Looking at Qing Shuang, who was extremely nervous, Su Mu smiled and said. Well, I give it to you. Then he handed the shoes in his hand to Qing Shuang. Give it to me. Qing Shuang was stunned again, but the next moment. Are you stupid, you little bastard? Why don't you use this equipment yourself and give it to me? You can keep it for yourself, I don't need it. Qing Shuang refused directly. Alas, I already have it, and I'm keeping it for you. If you don't want it, where should I take it? So Mu said speechlessly. How is it possible? I don't believe that you have such equipment. If you don't need it, you can sell it. You should be able to get a lot of money and buy other things when the time comes. It's impossible not to be tempted, but Qing Shuang is thinking about So Mu. Auntie, you don't need to worry about me. I already have all these. From now on, you can boldly do what you like, and leave everything else to me. Do you understand? So Mu held down the excited Qing Shuang, looked into her eyes and said seriously. This is just one of the things I gave you this time. Don't get excited when you see the others later. I picked them all for you. So Mu continued. Well, okay. Looking at So Mu's serious face, Qing Shuang had never seen this before, and she could only nod. Then, So Mu took out pieces of equipment that were suitable for Qing Shuang from the storage space. These were the best ones So Mu had selected. In terms of quality, the worst ones were all dark gold. This. Epic grade? When Qing Shuang saw that a mage robe was of low-grade epic grade, she exclaimed, but quickly covered her mouth. She looked at So Mu in disbelief, her mind was blank. Even if she racked her brains, she couldn't think of how So Mu got these things. But soon, Qing Shuang was even more shocked. S-level skill books, all of them? What is this? Forbidden spell. Qing Shuang's beautiful eyes glared, and she almost screamed again, but thinking of what So Mu had just said, she could only hold back. And, this job transfer scroll is good. It is for Ice Flame Mage. You can change your job again and then learn the skills I gave you. So Mu said while holding a job transfer scroll. If you change your job again, all the skills you have learned before will disappear. Well, that's all for now, they are all things you can use, and I will keep the others for you in the future. After taking out all the things he prepared for Qing Shuang, So Mu said. That's all? Qing Shuang looked at the items in front of her, each of which was worth at least tens of millions, and didn't care about So Mu's that's all. Because for her, there were too many, she had never seen so many good things, which she had never dared to imagine before. Chapter 40. For So Mu, Qing Shuang's love for him cannot be measured by value. For this reason, no matter how much he pays for Qing Shuang, it is worth it. These are really for me? Am I dreaming? For a long time, Qing Shuang still couldn't calm down the shock in her heart. This was like a dream. I shouldn't say it was. I wouldn't dare to think like this even in my dreams. Of course it's not a dream. I told you that you don't have to worry about these things anymore, and you don't need to feel any pressure. So Mu nodded. But I still can't believe it. No matter what, Qing Shuang is only 22 years old after all, and she hasn't experienced much. She is just from an ordinary family. She has longed for many things, but she doesn't dare to hope for them. It's okay, just digest it slowly, and put on all the equipment. At So Mu's request, Qing Shuang put on all the equipment that So Mu had left for her. At this moment, Qing Shuang's attributes soared like a rocket, and it was not comparable to before. Especially the shoes, if you encounter danger in the future, these shoes will be very useful. Dodge 10,000 points, move speed 5,000. So strong. I feel like if I encounter a monster of the same level, I can easily kill it. Qing Shuang said in great surprise. It's not a feeling, it's certain that monsters of the same level can no longer pose a threat to you. So Mu nodded. Equipment, and your own attributes. Auntie, you have to hide temporarily. This skill book is specially for hiding attributes. You can only find out if you meet someone who is much higher than you. So Mu said with a warning. If Qing Shuang was originally so strong, it would be nothing. But now she has suddenly become much stronger. Once her friends or acquaintances see it, they will inevitably have other thoughts. In front of Qing Shuang's current set of equipment, So Mu doesn't believe that there are many ordinary people who cannot be tempted by these equipment. Also, be more careful in the future, pay attention to the people around you, and don't trust them easily. So Mu said again. Yeah, I understand, don't worry. Qing Shuang finally recovered a lot, and nodded repeatedly after hearing So Mu's warning. In fact, she was also very cautious about safety. After all, she was so beautiful, how could she not be cautious? And when So Mu took out the shoes just now, Qing Shuang immediately realized the danger. If other people saw it, the consequences would be very serious. If you want to change your job, you can go there later and learn all these skills. Also, I transferred 5 billion to you. You can buy whatever you want in the future. If it is not enough, just ask me. So Mu continued. Seeing Qing Shuang happy, he was also happy. 5 billion? That's too much. You can keep it for yourself. I don't need that much. Qing Shuang was shocked again. It's okay, money is meant to be spent. And, there are some things I can't tell you now. You just need to know that it will be my turn to protect you from now on. I know. Qing Shuang nodded seriously. In fact, after she calmed down, she did not ask So Mu how he got these things. She knew that if So Mu wanted to tell her, he would tell her. She understood and believed in So Mu. After explaining some other things, Qing Shuang left here to do her own thing. And So Mu also had other plans. Ding! Congratulations! Your luck attribute has increased by 1 point. Ding! Congratulations! Your luck attribute has increased by 1 point. 5 bottles of level 3 lucky potion, all used up by So Mu. Attributes. Character, So Mu. Occupation, none. Level 10. HP, 34560,000 mana. 8640,000. Strength, 1728,000. Intelligence, 1728,000. Constitution, 1728,000. Spirit, 1728,000. Agility, 1728,000. Luck, 35. Talent, unlimited attribute improvement. Movement speed, 1728,000. Immune to magic attack resistance, 1%. Attribute points, 50. If I am immune to magic attack resistance, I will use magic attack first and physical attack will not be used for the time being. Looking at his own attributes, So Mu thought to himself. There is no point in killing the level 10 ultimate boss again, so there is no need to suppress the level. Thinking of this, So Mu started to upgrade directly. Ding! Level increased to level 11. Ding! Level increased to level 12. Ding! Level raised to level 18. With so much experience accumulated, So Mu's level soared from level 10 to level 18. Most of the experience was gained in the lucky planet. After level 10, you are no longer a novice, and each level up requires several times, or even dozens of times, the experience of the previous level. If you practice with the strength of an ordinary person, it will take about a year to reach level 18. Ordinary people have no resources and no money, so they can only practice slowly, which is naturally slow. Alas, there is no way to quickly increase the level, otherwise you can go directly to the high-level planets to gain experience, but there are few places like lucky planets, and they are generally difficult to enter. Unless it is some dangerous place or restricted area. So Mu's mind was spinning rapidly, planning for the future. But this kind of place is not so easy to find. The information is unknown. It may hide extremely terrifying existences, so you can't rush in. The hidden danger may not come from living beings, but from the environment. If you are trapped, it will be very troublesome. Many strong people have been trapped to death in it. The places listed as dangerous places and restricted areas are definitely not ordinary places. Over the years, countless hundreds of strong people have died in them. Forget it, I'd better gain experience first. If I find anything special in the future, it won't be too late to make plans. The level 20 ultimate boss should give some experience. So Mu didn't want to kill any ordinary monsters, because the experience they gave was too little. He didn't care about it at all. If he had to kill, he would kill the boss, and the ultimate boss, which would make him feel more comfortable. Chapter 41. Soon, all the planets with ultimate bosses that could only be entered by people under level 20 were recorded by So Mu. During this period of time, I will first kill these level 20 ultimate bosses. If the experience is not enough, I will go to a farther place. So Mu thought to himself. Since there is time, I will level up well. After all, when the level is high, there is no restriction to go to other planets. UIP 9988 Planet. Two-headed cheetah. Level 20. HP, 8 million. Strength, 1586. Intelligence, 1292. Constitution, 1426. Spirit, 1398. Agility, 1601. Earth element, 862. Water element, 720. Immune physical defense, 30%. Immune magic attack, 25%. Immune earth element, 15%. Immune skill damage, 50%. Skills, assault, steel claw, flash kill. Compared to the level 10 ultimate boss, the level 20 ultimate boss is much more powerful. Fireball. -6.263 million. At this time, a staff appeared in So Mu's hand. Since he had gained immunity to magic attack resistance, he would learn the skills of the mage for the time being. A fireball can be said to be one of the basic skills of the mage. This was purchased by So Mu with great difficulty, because this skill is awakened directly by the mage profession, so it is not sold at all. So Mu was reluctant to use the powerful skill because it has a cooling time. This fireball skill has no cooling time and is instantaneous. So Mu naturally likes it and should use it quickly. So Mu's physical attack and magic attack are both more than 8 million, so even if it is a basic skill, the damage is terrifying. Roar. The two-headed cheetah wanted to swallow So Mu in one bite, but now it was severely injured by So Mu's basic skill. It only had 8 million HP in total, and this time, it was killed by So Mu and only had more than 1 million HP left. The two-headed cheetah turned around and ran away in pain, terrified to the extreme. Puff. Another fireball flew over, and the two-headed cheetah died without even a chance to run away. Alliance announcement: the ultimate boss two-headed cheetah in the UIP 9988 planet has been killed. The killer will receive a set of gold suits, 2 S-level professional skill books, a rare job transfer scroll, and 10 million gold coins from the Alliance. The Alliance announcement appeared again after a while. The rewards seemed similar, but they were divided into different levels. The level 10 ultimate boss that So Mu killed before, whether it was a gold suit or an S-level skill book, was naturally level 10. Now, the level of these rewards has naturally been raised to level 20. What the hell? It disappeared for half a month and reappeared. Is it the same group of people who did this? Is this still the ultimate boss of level 10? No, I remember the two-headed cheetah in the UIP 9988 planet seemed to be the ultimate boss of level 20. Awesome! This is the rhythm of sweeping the level 20 final boss again. There must be many forces looking for these people, but I don't know if they have found them. Who knows? Or maybe it was originally from someone else's power. Ordinary people can't compare even if they mutate. The Longxia Alliance, which had been immersed for a while, was now blown up by So Mu again. Quick! Monitor all the planets with level 20 ultimate bosses, and search out all those who enter and leave the planets and are within level 20. At the same time, various forces took action. They used the simplest and most direct method, which was to exclude other people one by one. Although So Mu's information has been classified as confidential, it is just that he cannot find out his specific information. However, no matter who it is, as long as they enter any planet, data will be transmitted, although it only records a person's name and level, nothing else. But just relying on this point, there are some clues. Moreover, the top leaders of many forces are not stupid. Since they are all looking for them, the Longxia Alliance may have taken action to protect these people. As the saying goes, there are countermeasures for every policy. Even with this almost clumsy method, excluding people above level 20, a large part of suspicious people can be eliminated. And the rest can be eliminated slowly, gradually narrowing the scope. As the B1 United Alliance and the Blood-Killing Empire, secretly lurking in the Longxia Alliance, such people naturally have more means, otherwise how can they be spies? Even some people, their identities have reached the core senior management of the Longxia Alliance. Perhaps some people don't think these people or someone is only level 10 or 20, what threat is there? Isn't it just to kill a few ultimate bosses? However, others have a long-term vision. More than 10,000 years have passed since the new era, and these level 10 and 20 ultimate bosses have survived until now without being killed. It is enough to show that these ultimate bosses are powerful, absolutely invincible at the same level, no matter whether you are alone or in a group, you can't do anything. And now there is someone, or some people, who can kill these ultimate bosses that have survived for so long, which means that these people are extremely powerful, surpassing any previous existence of the same level. Moreover, such people must have awakened terrible talents. Good equipment and skills are still secondary, because they can be bought with money. But if the talent is not awakened at the beginning, then it is like ascending to heaven to obtain it later, not to mention that it is also a matter for the future. But now, these people who killed the ultimate boss have awakened terrible talents by nature. Just ask, when such people grow up, how terrible will they be? Eradicating and obliterating is inevitable and necessary. Alliance announcement: the ultimate boss in the YIPD-112 planet, the Flying Ancient Lion, has been killed. The killer will receive a set of gold suits, 2 S-level professional skill books, a rare job transfer scroll, and 11 million gold coins from the Alliance. Su-mu ignored the shock caused by the assassination, because he had known about it before. He also wanted to keep a low profile, but there was no way. In order to quickly level up, he could only brush the ultimate boss to give more experience. How could he have so much time to brush ordinary monsters? Su-mu could feel the crisis from the darkness, but there was still no way to prevent it. The last time he encountered an assassination, Su-mu knew that he had been targeted. As time went by, the chance of being exposed would gradually increase. What he could do was to keep getting stronger. Chapter 42. This guy is making a fuss again. I thought you were going to continue to suppress your level. On Planet Z, Jian Yuling naturally saw the continuous announcements from the Alliance. The family doesn't know about this now, but you guys are wrong. You didn't expect that I would find such a powerful being. Humph. You want to split up the Kunya family? You're dreaming. I won't let you succeed. Qin Yuling said coldly, with a cold light flashing in her eyes. When Su-mu was in the Lucky Planet, he could kill rare boss of level 40 or 50. Now he can only kill the ultimate boss of level 20. This is because his level limits him. I have to think of some ways to send him something, or pick out some places that he would be interested in, but I don't know what he needs now. Jian Yuling knew that if she wanted others to trust her, she had to pay first. She also knew that Su-mu would never trust her so easily. If she didn't have such a vigilant heart, how could she survive to the end? When we were on the Lucky Planet, Su-mu seemed to agree to join my Kunya family directly, but I knew that once my family did something that was even slightly disadvantageous to him, he would definitely ignore me. It seems like joining, but people like Su-mu, I can only cooperate with them. People like him cannot be controlled at all, it's terrifying. He is at a low level now and will need a lot of things. This is also my chance and I can't lose it. Data intercepted from the M-Planet branch, he seems to need a blood crystal. Jian Yuling kept thinking about the future. Maybe for other people, if they found someone like Su-mu, they would think about how to kill him, but Jian Yuling thought further, making friends with someone like Su-mu, once Su-mu really grows up, it will be extremely beneficial to herself. She couldn't imagine how terrifying Su-mu would be once he really grew up. Although, when they were on the Lucky Planet, Su-mu couldn't cause any harm to her, it was because of her special attribute of double immunity. Jian Yuling can be 100% sure that Su-mu will make up for this shortcoming soon. The next time they meet, she knows that she probably won't be able to withstand even one move from Su-mu. Anyone who tries to split the family and betray the Longxia alliance, Jian Yuling, will make sure you die without a burial place. Pa! A jade stone worth hundreds of millions was crushed into pieces by Jian Yuling. Alliance announcement: the ultimate boss Golden Violent Ape in the YIPR-101 planet has been killed. The killer will receive a set of gold suits, 2 S-level professional skill books, a rare job transfer scroll, and 15 million gold coins from the Alliance. For many days, Su-mu teleported to various planets as before, constantly killing the ultimate boss to gain upgrade experience. As for rewards, he didn't care at all. There are so many gift packs, but it's not too good. Although the luck attribute is higher than before, the level of these bosses is still too low, and nothing can be opened from the gift packs. There is also the 100 refining stone, but it is too difficult to obtain. I don't have one yet. I want to obtain one on my own. I don't know how long it will take. Su-mu was standing there thinking after just killing an ultimate boss. Balian stone is used to refine other special attributes besides elemental attributes. For example, So Mew now wants to refine immunity to magic attack resistance, but now his special attribute is only 1%. If you want to improve it, you need Balian Stone. And the probability of refining this kind of special attribute is too low. 1% 10% is one stage, and 11% 20% is another stage. This means that if the special attribute is within 10%, you can't think of refining it to more than 10% no matter what. Only when it is refined to 10%, you can continue to improve it. 10% is a fixed value, which means it will not be reduced anymore. If you wash it again, it must be a value above 10%. If the value is only within 10%, for example, it is 5% after washing once, it may become 2% after washing again, and it may become 1% after washing again. And only after continuous refining, when you are lucky enough to directly refine to 10%, it will not change or become lower. So, this is a pitfall. The Quenya family is so damn rich. Quenyuling's immunity to physical attacks and magic attacks were both washed to 100%. How many Balian stones did this consume? What if I refine it to more than 100% in the future? It is said that if I refine it to 100% and want to continue to improve, I will have to use something else. I wonder how those special attribute percentages can reach 200%, or even higher. There are too many things that I don't understand, and I can't understand them. So Mew thought lightly. At this time, So Mew felt that he had estimated that Jian Yuling's life would cost at least 1 trillion, but now it seems that 1 trillion is far more than that, which may be beyond his imagination. Ding! Congratulations on getting 100 skill points. Ding! Congratulations on obtaining a piece of medium-quality silver equipment. Ding! Congratulations on getting a piece of 100 refining stone. Ding! Congratulations on getting a piece of Balian stone. While thinking about things in his mind, his hands did not stop and continued to open the gift bag. Hey! So Mew's face changed. He didn't expect to get 2 pieces of Balian stone in a row. Just now I said that I didn't get 1, but now I have 2. Not bad, let's wash it and try it out. Anyway, the current immunity to magic attack resistance is only 1%, so it should be higher if I wash it casually. It's impossible that my luck is so bad. So Mew thought to himself. Ding! Consuming the 100 refining stones successfully, immune to magic attack resistance, 6%. Ding! Consuming the 100 refining stones successfully, immune to magic attack resistance, 1%. What? It's not that bad. Chapter 43. I only have 2 pieces of Balian stone. I washed them wrong the first time, and the second one was washed back. Forget it, the price of Balian stone is not too expensive anyway, I'd better buy it directly later. So Mew shook his head, he had given up, he didn't care whether he could get Balian stone or not. It was a dream to wash 10% with 2 Balian stones, maybe it was possible with 200. Hurry up! This ultimate boss died not long ago, maybe we can still see those people. As long as we see their appearance, we can find out their information. We are no match for those people given their strength. If we are discovered, they might kill us. Fortune and wealth are sought in danger. The amount of the reward is 100 million gold coins for providing a useful piece of information. That's right, 100 million gold coins. How long will it take us to get these resources? Hehe, if they are injured, maybe we can still kill them, and then everything they have will be ours. At this time, So Mew didn't know that a group of people, all at level 20, were rushing towards the ultimate boss area. During this period, some forces directly issued a bounty order, looking for the existence of killing the ultimate boss. In the planet with the ultimate boss, a large number of people come in every day to train, but they will not provoke the ultimate boss. Over the years, the distribution of monsters in these planets has been very clear, and the location of the ultimate boss has been clearly marked to prevent people from breaking in. The ultimate boss in the YIPR-101 planet died, and some people who saw the bounty mission and trained on the YIPR-101 planet would naturally go to explore for the bounty. The fastest ones are naturally the ones closest to the ultimate boss area. Look! The ultimate boss! Hurry up, the other party had better not leave yet. The huge ultimate boss made those people see it from a distance and immediately excited. Of course, they all knew that the ultimate boss was dead, otherwise they would not dare to come. As these people kept approaching, they naturally approached So Mew. After a while. What's going on? Why are there so many people coming here? So Mu suddenly frowned, feeling the constant breath coming. This situation never happened when I killed the ultimate boss on other planets before. What was the reason? So Mu, who was about to leave, suddenly stopped. Nothing happened for no reason, so he had to find out the situation. Then, So Mu put on the hat on his black robe, covering his face in darkness. I should wear a mask, maybe that would be a good idea. An idea flashed through So Mu's mind. No one? Did he leave so soon? It's impossible. It's impossible that no one would get hurt after killing such a huge ultimate boss. If we leave, there is a high probability that we will meet them, but we didn't see any other teams. There is a man here, ask him. As more than a dozen figures appeared, they were disappointed that they did not see what they wanted to see. Boy, you are here so soon, have you seen other teams here? One of the people here is naturally So Mu. What do you want to do with them? So Mu asked back. Why waste words? Just tell us if you saw anyone leaving here? Tell us which direction they went. Seeing that So Mu's level was only 18, these people who were all level 20 didn't take So Mu seriously. So what if they couldn't see his attributes? Could a level 18 kid really go to heaven? Boy, tell me now, or I'll make you pay. Hurry up. Don't waste our time. Several of them directly scolded So Mu. These people thought that maybe the team members who killed the ultimate boss were injured, otherwise, why did they run so fast? If they were injured, it would be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for them. Because all living beings are digitized, if they are injured, they are not left with little blood, after all, there is no ema to add blood. The injury here refers to the negative effects of the boss's skills, such as burning, continuous blood loss, poisoning, dizziness, etc. The most common and most frightening to humans are slowness, burning, blindness, and weakness. Once they are hit, if the negative effects last for a long time, it can be as short as 10 minutes or as long as 1 or 2 hours. The more severe negative effects can even last for a day or several days. If you are affected by these negative effects, your strength will naturally be greatly damaged. Sometimes, even all the defense and resistance attributes are useless, which makes people desperate. Now those who come for the bounty naturally hope that those who kill the ultimate boss will be injured, so that they can pick up the leaks. If they can kill them, then everything these people have will be theirs. Therefore, it would be strange if these people are not anxious. Bastard! Are you deaf? If you want to die, I'll grant your wish. A male berserker with an even more explosive temper immediately drew out his long sword and stared at So Mu with fierce eyes. As long as So Mu hesitated, the male berserker would immediately take action. Damn it! Let's cripple him and see if he will talk again. In just 1 second, the male berserker was ready to kill, waving the sword in his hand and rushing towards So Mu. A fireball! A flame flew out and flew quickly towards the man. Haha! Just a basic fireball, boy, he really looks down on me. Phew! Minus 123,000. The male berserker didn't even think about dodging, but he never expected that he would be killed in an instant before he could finish his words, and he didn't even know how he died. What? When the others saw it, they immediately widened their eyes, thinking they were dazzled. Because the attack was too strong, the male berserker was directly burned to ashes, leaving only some equipment on the ground. The damage of 123,000 was not because So Mu's attack was only this much, but because the opponent's health value was only 123,000. However, this health value is quite high. How is this possible? With the HP of 123,000, he actually killed her instantly. Are you a human? It couldn't be a humanoid boss, right? But how could a level 18 humanoid be so strong? F you. Do you still care whether it's a human or a humanoid boss? I'll run first. Run. Run. Immediately, several people with the fastest reactions turned around and ran. What a joke. A berserker with 123,000 HP was killed instantly by a fireball. No matter how many people rushed forward, they would be killed instantly. The others also reacted quickly and turned around and ran. However, several more fireballs flew out, and with a few screams, the few people who had screamed the loudest in front of So Mu were also killed instantly. The next moment, So Mu was in front of a fleeing person and directly lifted him up. Ah! Don't kill me, don't kill me! The man screamed in fear. Tell me, why did so many of you come here? So Mu asked calmly. Yes, there is a bounty. Yes, there are many forces offering a bounty for those who specialize in killing the ultimate boss. As long as you provide a useful clue, you can get a bounty of 100 million. This man just wanted to survive. He naturally told So Mu everything he asked, and did not dare to hide anything. Chapter 44. Puff. Ah! A fireball, the man was still killed instantly. These people were only level 20, and in front of So Mu, they were not even chickens. Since they all came for the bounty, none of them had good intentions. So Mu would not be soft-hearted and kill them directly. As for the others, So Mu did not chase them. There was no need. Fortunately, he had an early awareness, otherwise, if his appearance was seen, it would be more troublesome. Reward. So Mu said in a low voice. It is definitely impossible to find me through accurate data. I didn't expect these forces to be so powerful that they could think of using this simple and direct method to find someone. Presumably, in other ultimate boss planets that have not been killed yet, there are already quite a few people guarding around the boss, right? Just like the situation here, once the ultimate boss dies, those who are guarding around will rush over as quickly as possible. Just one piece of information is worth 100 million, which is quite tempting for ordinary people. The important thing is that many people want to take advantage of the situation and do things that are behind the scenes. However, this is really ridiculous. So Mu kept speculating in his mind, and he didn't need to continue to verify these speculations, he was absolutely right. Except for Qian Yuling, no one would have thought that this was all done by one person, right? Thinking of Qian Yuling, So Mu had a flash of murderous intent in his heart. Beautiful women are very deadly, especially beautiful women like Qian Yuling who are very cunning. They are even more deadly. Humph. I hope you take care of yourself. So Mu snorted coldly, and then his figure quickly disappeared. He was not interested in waiting for those minions here, and there was no point in killing them. However, So Mu was not worried. Even if those forces who wanted to find him knew that there was only one person who could kill these ultimate bosses. Those who escaped just now were more likely to have doubts and might tell those forces that a person at level 18 was very powerful and might be the one who could kill the ultimate boss. However, people from level 11 to level 30 are actually the most, because there are people who awaken every year, and it will be very fast for a person to reach level 10 after awakening. But after level 10, the upgrade is much slower. From level 10 to level 20, if you work hard to train, it will take at least more than 1 to 2 years. To reach level 30, it will take even longer. It's hard to say. Therefore, most of the population accumulated every year is concentrated in levels 11 to 30, which is the largest number. The planetary rules limit the entry of people within levels 20 and 30, and these planets naturally have the most experienced humans. Therefore, no matter what level of people, the number is very large. Even if they know that the person who killed the ultimate boss is only level 18, it can greatly narrow the search range for these forces, but the number of people at level 18 is still very large. And what if So Mu is slightly promoted by one level? That will be enough for those forces to be busy. So Mu knows that in the Longxia Alliance, most of the forces want to win him over, but there must be ulterior motives hidden among them. After being assassinated once, how could So Mu reveal himself so easily? Alliance notice, the ultimate boss Frost Snake in ESUP-12 planet has been killed. The killer will receive a set of gold suits, 2S level professional skill books, a rare job transfer scroll, and 15 million gold coins from the Alliance. So Mu did not stop after killing the ultimate boss. If these forces wanted to investigate, So Mu would naturally have to keep them busy, right? Otherwise, how could he justify the hard work of these forces? Quick, quick, quick! These people are very fast, they must be alert, we can't let them get away. Didn't someone say last time that there was only one person who killed the ultimate boss? Damn! It's just a rumor. Do you believe that one person can kill the level 20 ultimate boss? I don't know how many powerful teams have failed in the past. Can one person be stronger than a team? That's right, if you use your brain, you will know. Don't let your head hang on your ass. I suspect that these rumors were spread by the people who killed the ultimate boss in order to cover up their. No doubt about it, it is 100% true. Well, So Mu didn't expect that he underestimated people's ideas, but for him, this is better. After killing an ultimate boss, So Mu picked up all the gift bags and left quickly, leaving these people empty-handed. With the alert So Mu, he now dressed up specially. Once he entered other planets, he changed his outfit. Take your time to look for it. With a chuckle, So Mu disappeared. What the hell? Where are the people? Damn, how can it be so fast? Even the sky can't be that fast. Does this mean that the teleportation badge is used every time a boss is killed? What the hell is a teleportation badge? How can something like that be used infinitely? This isn't the first time I've killed the ultimate boss. What should I do then? It must not have run far, chase it. The group of people were so angry that they had to separate and start chasing, but in the end, it was nothing but a waste of time. These people from the Longxia Alliance are rubbish. There are so many people on each planet, but they can't even see the faces of one person on the other side. They are all rubbish, rubbish. A man somewhere in the Longxia Alliance cursed. Wu yeah, these people should be alert, so they won't be found so easily. I just don't know how they could leave so quickly without anyone noticing. The fastest way is to use the teleportation badge, but this thing can only be used once by each person, and the cooldown period is as long as 7 days. Now in 7 days, these people must have killed more than one ultimate boss, so how did they run away during the rest of the time? The other person, a woman, said coldly. Chapter 45. There are quite a few spies hidden in the Longxia Alliance, and just in case, most of the spies are unaware of other spies, and they are considered independent. Sometimes the two sides even clashed and caused death, and they didn't know each other's details. This kind of thing has happened before. Of course, the other two parties can plant spies in the Longxia Alliance, and the Longxia Alliance naturally has the same practice, but such things are classified as top secret. The higher UPS have already issued a death order to investigate and punish these people as soon as possible. The higher UPS estimate that the group of people who killed the level 20 ultimate boss are most likely the same group that killed the level 10 ultimate boss before. Therefore, they cannot be allowed to grow up no matter what. Said another man. Investigate? We have to be able to investigate. We are still in the dark and cannot do it openly. Aren't other forces in the Longxia Alliance also investigating? They have investigated openly but have not found anything. The man who spoke first said in annoyance. Do you think that, as the rumors a few days ago said, it is possible that only one person killed the ultimate boss? The woman said after a moment's hesitation. Although the possibility is not high, I have to wonder, level 18? It's really unbelievable. Even so, there are too many people at level 18, and it would be a huge workload to select them. Let the people planted in various forces pay more attention to whether there is any latest information about these people. Maybe some forces have found something but have not made it public. Finally, the man said that if we just discuss, we can't come up with anything. As long as we can identify some of them, At worst, we can kill them one by one. When he said this, a cold light flashed in the man's eyes. On the other side, the upper echelons of the Longxia Alliance. How is it? Haven't you found it yet? A middle-aged man asked. It's not that easy. The Alliance's highest authority system has already classified the information as confidential. Unless those few people open it together, no one can see what is in the highest authority system. There is no way around it. Many years ago, the League made the decision to protect the various talents that appeared in our League. We don't know the specific information of the geniuses in the Alliance now, and they are all kept secret. Those people haven't come back for a long time. What can we do? Several powerful people in the Longxia Alliance who were sitting together smiled bitterly at this time. They also wanted to find So Mu, but they couldn't find him. Why did the Alliance notice appear, but it didn't show who killed the ultimate boss? This is the setting of the Alliance's highest authority system, which is set to protect this person. If you can query it directly, you can immediately know who the other party is, so everything will be displayed in front of you. Forget it, I don't want to worry about it. The other forces in the Alliance are also looking for it. They will find it eventually. Just don't let the other two parties find it in advance. One of the men waved his hand and said. Okay, that's it. Soon, the group dispersed. None of the people who left first noticed that among the people here, there was a person looking at their backs, with a sharp light flashing in his eyes. After all these years, I have finally reached this position, and now for one person, you are using me. I have paid so much for you, can you just abandon me? This person thought gloomily, with unwillingness in his eyes. Alas! That's all. But in the end, this person sighed deeply and gave up other ideas. As a spy planted in the Longxia alliance, how could he not have any evidence in his own hands after climbing to this point? Not to mention other things, the family children have long been controlled in order to prevent the spy from rebellion. Ding! Congratulations on getting the special item, the 1000 illusion mask. Hey? So Mew, who actually opened the gift package, was surprised when he heard this prompt sound. 1000 illusion mask. Quality, none. Occupation, general. Level, level 1. Features, a special equipment without any attributes. Wearing it does not conflict with other equipment. The only function is to change the body shape and appearance at will, but it cannot conceal the breath in its own level, attributes, etc. What a good thing! Seeing the end, So Mew was surprised. This is too suitable for him. The next moment, this jade-like mask directly merged into So Mew's face. If it were a layer of skin, nothing could be seen on the outside. So Mew changed it several times at random, and his appearance changed instantly, and his body shape could also change slightly. Awesome! There is such a thing, there are all kinds of things in the world. So Mew said in admiration. Those people wanted to catch So Mew, but they were fooled by him. After a while, So Mew gave up on the ultimate boss of level 20, because the ultimate bosses on the planets closest to Planet M had been swept away by So Mew. There are also ultimate bosses on farther planets, but it would take a lot of time to go back and forth, so Bai simply didn't want to brush them. At this time, So Mew happened to receive a notice from someone else, that is, the manager of one of the branches of the Cunha family. He knew to inform So Mew that a blood spirit crystal had arrived and was sent directly to this branch. So Mew hasn't asked what the price of the blood spirit crystal is now, but he still chose to go there. If the price increase is acceptable, then he will buy it. Mr. Su, welcome. How are you these days? As soon as he saw So Mew, the manager greeted him with a smile. Although his level was much higher than So Mew's, even to the point where So Mew couldn't detect it, the manager's attitude was still impeccable. Well, it's okay. So Mew nodded without comment. This way, please. Under the guidance of the manager, So Mew came to the room he had been in last time. What is the price of blood spirit crystal now? So Mew asked directly. Chapter 46. However, So Mew did not notice that the manager's eyes flashed with doubt and surprise many times when he looked at him today. Mr. Su, please wait a moment. The director of our branch is on the way and will be here soon. From now on, you will be received by the director of our branch in Star M. Faced with So Mew's question, the manager did not answer the price of the blood crystal, but replied. Minister. Why? So Mew was confused. Why did they change people out of nowhere? I don't know about this either. You can ask our director directly. The manager shook his head. He really didn't know. In this case, So Mew was too lazy to ask any more questions. Well, I have another batch of resources. Can I have someone count them first? So Mew said. Of course, let's just use the same people from the previous batch, okay? Sure. Not long after, the manager brought the 8 beautiful ladies from last time over again. However, after they entered the room, they were shocked again by the scene in front of them, because the pile of things filled nearly half of the room, much more than last time. This. Everyone was so shocked that they were speechless. The manager looked at So Mew and said one sentence. Although the quality of the resources this time could not be compared with the last time, the quantity was much larger. These were all opened by So Mew from the gift bag. Anyway, the storage space was large enough, and he would keep all the opened resources as long as they were not useless. Of course, So Mew let the delivery robot recycle the rewards for killing the ultimate boss as before. After all, they were all suits. If they were sold, people would definitely discover something. Afterwards, everyone began to count these resources in shock. Half an hour later, So Mew finally waited for the director of this branch. She was a woman with full temperament and aura, but the indifference on her face was also very obvious. The black professional suit showed a perfect figure, 12 cm high exquisite black high heels, and a pair of expensive black stockings under the short skirt, wrapped around the straight long legs. Wearing a pair of rimless glasses, she looked like a queen. Minister. When everyone in the room saw the woman, they immediately stood up and shouted respectfully, not daring to breathe. The woman looked at the messy room and the resources on the floor. A flash of surprise flashed in her eyes, but it quickly disappeared. She turned her gaze to So-Mu, who was leaning on the chair. Too young. This was the first feeling the woman had after seeing So-Mu. Very calm and mature. The second feeling was what she saw in So-Mu's eyes. For the woman, most of the young people she had seen would show surprise and panic after seeing her, and there would be lust in their eyes. But she did not see any emotion in So-Mu's eyes, only calmness. You guys continue. The woman waved her hand, signaling the manager and others to continue counting the resources. Mr. Su, please come here. The woman looked at So-Mu and said, then turned and walked out of the room. It was obvious that this was not the place to talk. So-Mu thought about it and left. He wanted to see what the Kunya family wanted to do. When they arrived at another more luxurious room, when So-Mu entered, the woman had already poured him a glass of top-quality wine. Mr. Su, my name is Leng Dai. From now on, whatever you want to do in the Kunya family branch will be directly under my charge. The woman looked at So-Mu and said. I am the eldest lady's confidant, and these were arranged by the eldest lady. Before So-Mu asked anything, Leng Dai continued. Qian Yuling. So-Mu suddenly realized. Yes. Leng Dai nodded. What does she want? I am a level 18 person, so I can't help her. So-Mu said calmly. Mr. Su is joking. The eldest lady said that you are one of the most important people in her heart. Even if you are only level 1, it is the same. Leng Dai replied in his usual cold tone. The eldest lady said that Mr. Su doesn't need to think too much, she won't have any hostility towards you. This time I returned from planet Z and brought a blood crystal with me. This is a gift from the eldest lady to Mr. Su. While speaking, Leng Dai had already opened a box in front of him, and inside it was a blood crystal. It can be seen that Leng Dai would not drag his words, and would often speak out the most important part. At this time, So-Mu felt as if he had no right to speak, and the other party seemed to be able to see what he wanted to ask. Qian Yuling did this without asking for anything in return? That's impossible. But a person living in the world is in the process of exploitation and being exploited, and no one can avoid it. Demand and effort are also changing back and forth. So-Mu is strong, but he is only strong as an individual, but many things cannot be done by relying on personal strength. What's more, it is not appropriate for him to be exposed directly now. For example, if he relies on many resources alone, no matter how strong he is, he doesn't know when he will be able to get them, but if it is handed over to professionals and professional forces, it will be much easier. Okay. I'll take the stuff. After a long pause, So-Mu didn't say anything. It's the same no matter who you cooperate with, everyone has their own thoughts, and So-Mu himself is no exception. By the way, how much is the current blood spirit crystal worth? So-Mu asked casually. Mr. Su, it has risen to 28 billion. Leng Dai replied truthfully. Well, it's a good thing. So-Mu nodded, and then put away the box containing the blood crystal. This directly saved 28 billion, so it was a waste. Moreover, the price of this thing is still rising straight up, and it may still double in a while. Chapter 47. Leng Dai watched So-Mu put away things worth tens of billions of dollars without saying anything else, but she was thinking in her heart, why did Qian Yuling do this? Of course, she didn't know that So-Mu was that person, otherwise, she would understand Qian Yuling's actions. But Qian Yuling knew that So-Mu's identity should not be known to more than one person, so she didn't even say anything to her confidants. Give me 100 billion stones first. The inventory of resources has not been completed yet, So-Mu simply cleans up that special attribute first. Anyway, this time he came here with this plan. Leng Dai called out, and soon someone came over with 100 billion stones. Don't you plan to step aside for a while? So-Mu said to Leng Dai, who didn't seem to be planning to leave. Don't worry, I won't do anything bad to you. Leng Dai said. Whatever you want. So-Mu didn't have any objections. After all, refining attributes was not like entering a special state. Ding! Consuming the 100 refining stones successfully, immune to magic attack resistance, 3%. Ding! Consuming the 100 refining stones successfully, immune to magic attack resistance, 7%. Ding! Consuming the 100 refining stones, the cleansing was successful. Immune to magic attack resistance, 9%. Soon, 100 refining stones were consumed, and in the end So Mu did not clean to the value of 10%. Oh, what a pitfall! So Mu sighed inwardly, but didn't say anything. Another 500. So Mu looked at Lang Dai, who was sitting on the recliner and staring at him. Lang Dai said nothing and ordered others to send a few more boxes. Soon, So Mu consumed a total of 130 billion stones. Ding! Consuming 100 refining stones to refine successfully, immune to magic attack resistance, 10%. When the refinement reached 160 pieces, it was finally refined. 160 pieces came out, not bad. So Mu felt much better. However, So Mu did not intend to stop and continued to wash. Ding! Consuming the 100 refining stones successfully, immune to magic attack resistance, 15%. Ding! Consuming the 100 refining stones successfully, immune to magic attack resistance, 13%. Once you have washed out 10%, the value will not drop, but will change between 11% and 20%. Once you have washed out 20%, you can continue to absorb it. However, if you want to wash out 20%, the probability is even lower. Unknowingly, time passed, and the remaining 300 or so billion stones were soon exhausted. Ding! Consuming the 100 refining stones to cleanse successfully, immune to magic attack resistance, 19%. So Mu stopped after hearing this prompt. Seeing that there were still a dozen or so 100 refining stones left, So Mu didn't plan to cleanse any more. It was not bad to reach 19% for the time being. Mr. Su, it seems that you have washed out a satisfactory value. Lang Dai saw So Mu stop and said. It's okay, it's just like this for now, it's too difficult to wash. So Mu nodded. Lang Dai didn't say anything about this. She knew that the probability of refining was very low. No matter what to wash, for many people, hundreds of billion stones would not even make a splash. Mr. Su, your resources are worth 8.06 billion in total. If the market price is increased by 10%, the total is 8.866 billion. At this time, Lang Dai said to So Mu after receiving the call from the manager. The result was not beyond So Mu's expectations. The resources this time were just more in quantity, and the quality was much different from the last time. It was not bad to be able to sell for more than 8 billion. What's more, the alliance recycled those suits, which was also worth some money. In fact, So Mu's speed of making money was already extremely terrifying. If people knew about it, they would vomit blood. Good. So Mu didn't say much. Oh, give me 10 Tianq stones. After a moment of hesitation, So Mu said again. It seems that Mr. Su is ready to use the blood crystal. Lang Dai chuckled, very charming. Now that I'm here, I'm too lazy to run back and forth, so I'll just wash it after using it. So Mu nodded. Not long after, 10 Tianq stones were placed in front of So Mu. Ding! The blood crystal was used successfully. Congratulations on unlocking the special attribute. Ding! Congratulations on ignoring the physical defense attribute. So Mu doesn't need to ignore the physical defense attribute. With his own high attack and the enemy's defense, it makes no difference whether he ignores it or not. So, he has to wash it off. Ding! Consume the Tianq stone, the original property of ignoring physical defense disappears, and the gold element property is obtained. Ding! Consume the Tianq stone, the original gold element attribute disappears, and you gain immunity to poison elements. So Mu didn't think about what to wash out for the second special attribute, after all, he already had immunity to magic attacks. As long as he could cause damage to the enemy, that would be fine. So Mu didn't think about other special attributes for a while, so he just washed it casually, and after washing 10 Tianq stones, he stopped. And when the 8th Tianq stone was consumed. Ding! Consume the Sky Clear stone, the original fire element attribute disappears, and the experience bonus attribute is obtained. Experience bonus? Hearing this, So Mu was stunned for a moment. He never thought that there would be such a special attribute. Experience bonus, 100%. Is it so high at the beginning? He quickly checked his attribute panel, but when he saw this experience bonus, So Mu couldn't help but be shocked. 100% is naturally equivalent to 1 times. If killing a monster gives 100 points of experience, and with this, the final experience gained is 200 points. This is good, this is good. So Mu was immediately delighted. It can be said that for So Mu, level is his own shortcoming. Even if he brushes boss faster, it still takes time, especially the later it is, the more experience it will cost. 100% of this special attribute should be equivalent to 1% of other special attributes, but I don't know if it is easy to wash. So Mu thought thoughtfully. Miss Ling, please return the remaining 2 Tianq stones and exchange them for 500 Balian stones. So Mu said to Lang Dai. He was a little impatient. If he could wash it to 200%, or even 300%, then the speed of upgrading in the future would immediately take off. Chapter 48. This experience bonus special attribute, with so many human populations, must have been washed out by someone, but for most people, this special attribute is not very useful. Let's put it this way, most people are ordinary people, and it's useless to upgrade faster than others, because their strength can't keep up, especially at the beginning, they can't be much faster. The more they have, the more they can upgrade, the more they can upgrade. It's just 100%, 1 times the upgrade experience. If they want to wash it to 200%, or even higher, how can ordinary people have so much money to wash it? If they are not strong enough, killing an ordinary monster will only give them a few dozen experience points, and doubling it will only give them a few dozen points. The effect is not very obvious, and it may be slower than others with stronger strength. And the original special attributes are few, for them, it is not as direct as an elemental attribute damage. As for the local tyrants, in fact, when they see this special attribute, they rarely use it, or use it temporarily for a period of time, and then wash it off. But this experience bonus is very useful to So Mu. First, his attack output is high, the killing speed is fast, and it is killing boss. For example, the ultimate boss killed before, brushing 1 can get tens of thousands of experience, and doubling it can get tens of thousands more. Isn't this cool? If it can be washed to 200%, 300%, or even higher, wouldn't it be even cooler? Lang Dai just glanced at So Mu and said nothing. From today on, she was originally serving So Mu, so naturally she would satisfy all his needs. Soon, another 500 Balian stones were delivered to So Mu. Ding! Consuming the 100 refining stones successfully, experience bonus, 120%. Ding! Consuming the 100 refining stones successfully, experience bonus, 170%. Ding! Consuming Balian stones to refine successfully, experience bonus, 110%. So Mu ignored it. He just needed to keep refining. It would not drop when it reached 200%. 100 Balian stones were gone soon, but that was just a small matter. 200. 300. 500 yuan. So Mu. Miss Ling, give me another 500 pieces of Balian stone. So Mu said again, his eyes were red with anger. Seeing this, Lang Dai shook her head slightly, but didn't say anything. In her opinion, if it can't be washed out for a while, you can put it aside, there is no need to insist on it. If you have time, wash it from time to time, maybe one day, a piece of Balian stone will be washed out? Haha, I thought you were always so calm? It seems you can get angry sometimes. But this is more like a young man under 20 years old, which is quite interesting. Lang Dai looked at So Mu and couldn't help thinking in her heart. She had been observing So Mu, trying to figure out why such a person who was less than 20 years old was so worthy of the young lady's attention. Even when she was the young lady, if So Mu had any ideas about her, she couldn't refuse. Lang Dai had seen many people of all kinds, and most of them wanted to peek at her body. She was sure that with her service attitude, if So Mu was replaced by another man, how could he have the mind to wash his attributes in this room? He would have pounced on her long ago. However, after seeing her, So Mu seemed to have no interest in this stunning beauty, and he didn't even look at her more. This made Lang Dai think for a while, did she not dress well today? Or did So Mu not like her clothes like this? Did So Mu like the pure type of dress, or what? Did he not like the royal sister type? But aren't long legs and long black stockings tempting enough? But at this time, So Mu didn't care what Lang Dai was thinking, and he didn't care. He just wanted to wash out a value of more than 200%. The 600 yuan was gone soon. 700 yuan. 900 yuan. Brother, Can you not pick on me alone? So Mu felt bitter. And he felt his whole body was numb. Although the 100 refining stone was not expensive, it was relative to So Mu and other local tyrants. Of course, it was not expensive, but for ordinary people, a piece of 100 refining stone was worth millions. The 966th piece. Ding! Consuming the 100 refining stones to refine successfully, experience bonus, 200%. Finally heard what he wanted to be prompted. At this moment, So Mu immediately felt comfortable. In one word, cool. Nearly 1,000 billion stones, it's really edible. It's comfortable, but after washing nearly 1,000 billion stones, So Mu was also drunk. Ding! Consuming the 100 refining stones successfully, experience bonus, 220%. Ding! Consuming the 100 refining stones, the experience bonus, 280%. That's it. So Mu washed it a few more times. When the value of 280% was reached, he stopped washing it. From now on, the experience gained will be 2.8 times more. Done. So Mu collected the remaining billion stones. There was no need to return them. Okay, let's stop here today. How much did I spend? So Mu looked at Lang Dai and said directly. 8 pieces of Tianq stone, 7.2 billion, and 1,600 pieces of billion stone, a total of 7.2 billion. Mr. Su needs to pay me another 6.3 billion. I'll just make up the difference. Lang Dai said after clicking on the screen in front of him. The item So Mu sold was worth about 8.066 billion, and he spent 14.4 billion. So he had to pay him 6.334 billion, and Lang Dai just made up the difference. These were all the prices given to So Mu after a 10% discount. The market price of billion stone was 5 million, but he actually spent 8 billion. After a 10% discount, it would naturally be 7.2 billion. The same was true for Tianq stone. Okay. So Mu nodded and paid the money quickly. Although Jian Yuling gave So Mu the blood crystal worth 28 billion, So Mu thought that it should belong to Jian Yuling himself, not the Cunha family. After all, it is a family, and individuals cannot use resources and money at will. Of course, personal belongings are not included. Now the resources sold and purchased by So Mu go directly through the Cunha family, and the account still needs to be counted. So Mu doesn't care about this. If he takes everything for free, he will be embarrassed. Mr. Su, I still have something to say. Why are you in such a hurry to leave? Are you afraid that I will eat you? Just when So Mu was about to leave, Lang Dai stopped him. Chapter 49. Lang Dai pursed her flaming red lips, then stood up, stepped on her 12-centimeter high heels, and walked in front of So Mu. What are you afraid of? Sister won't eat you. Lang Dai continued, and stretched out her hand to pinch So Mu's chin. She was too curious and wanted to get some information from So Mu. What was so special about this little man? Was he just calm on the surface? She didn't believe it. At this time, Lang Dai's actions could be said to be very provocative. What am I afraid of? So Mu was stunned for a moment. It's okay, I won't leave. Do you want me to stay for dinner? Don't you want to eat something else besides eating? Lang Dai blew a breath on So Mu's face, and So Mu immediately smelled the fragrance. Well, you are useless to me, forget about getting anything from me. So Mu directly exposed Lang Dai's thoughts. It's not that he is not attracted to women, but beautiful women are dangerous. Since the woman in front of him can become Jian Yuling's confidant, So Mu doesn't think Lang Dai became a confidant just because of her appearance. So Mu is not the kind of person who becomes confused when he sees a beautiful woman. You are so boring. Are you not interested in women? Or have you never been with a woman? Lang Dai glared at So Mu, with a hint of disbelief in his eyes. You can guess what you want. Tell me, what else is there? If you don't tell me, I'll leave. So Mu didn't want to stay any longer. Okay, I won't tease you anymore. I was going to say it before, but seeing that you were so focused on cleaning your attributes, I didn't interrupt you. Lang Dai's face quickly returned to its normal expression. In addition to giving you the blood spirit crystal, the eldest lady also has another gift for you. So Mu didn't say anything, looking at Lang Dai and letting her continue. The eldest lady once got a special token, which was a pass to enter a dangerous place. It was said that there was some kind of inheritance in this dangerous place. If she was lucky, she might be able to get the inheritance. However, over the years, no one has been able to obtain the inheritance inside. This token will appear once every 100 years, with varying numbers. Those who obtain the token can enter this dangerous place. When the young lady got the token, she originally planned to enter when she was stronger. It's just that the young lady doesn't have enough time this time, and there are other things to deal with, so I'll give you this token. Lang Dai said quickly. Hearing these words, Su Mu naturally became interested. The dangerous pass is not easy to get, and as for its value, it's hard to say. After all, you don't know what you can get from it. Su Mu didn't know whether Qian Yuling sent such a token intentionally or really didn't have time. Haha, you put so much pressure on me, aren't you afraid that I will regret it? Su Mu thought lightly. Even so, Su Mu did not intend to refuse. According to what you said, this dangerous place should be opened once every 100 years, and we can enter with this token, right? Su Mu glanced at the token in Lang Dai's hand and said. Yes, once you enter the dangerous area through the token will automatically disappear and will reappear after 100 years. This time the dangerous place will be opened in 7 days. Lang Dai nodded. 7 days? Also, this dangerous place can only be entered by people below level 50. According to past experience, most people who enter are between level 30 and 49. If the level is below 30, the probability of coming out alive is almost zero. Since it is a dangerous place, it is naturally very dangerous and the mortality rate is extremely high. Therefore, Mr. Su still needs to be cautious. Lang Dai continued to explain. The little man in front of her was only level 18. She couldn't figure out why the eldest lady would give this token to Su Mu. She thought about it for a long time, but still had no clue. Giving it to a level 18 person and letting him enter a dangerous place, isn't it sending him to death? Lang Dai knew that Qian Yuling was very strong, but Qian Yuling had said at the beginning that if she went in, the danger would still be great. If she was not careful, she would surely die. And how could Qian Yuling let a level 18 person go in? Let the other party die? It seems that there is no need for this. Since you want the other party to die, isn't it simple? Why give a blood spirit crystal worth tens of billions? Could it be that this person in front of her? The actual strength of the little man at level 18 is so strong that Qian Yuling has to find ways to recruit him? But, is such a thing possible? Unbelievable. When Su Mu heard Lang Dai say that only people below level 50 can enter, he knew that Qian Yuling must have thought of the bosses of level 40 and 50 that he had killed in the Lucky Planet before. Since Su Mu can kill bosses of this level, Qian Yuling naturally gave this token to Su Mu. Qian Yuling also knew that after Su Mu used the blood crystal to open the special attribute, there was a high probability that it was to create an attribute that resisted physical immunity or magic immunity. In fact, her guess was not wrong at all. Okay, I get it. I will accept this token without hesitation. Please express my gratitude to your eldest daughter on my behalf. Su Mu took the token from Lang Dai and said in a deep voice. Okay. I will. Lang Dai also nodded. Watching Su Mu leave, Lang Dai stood there with a frown on his face. I don't know if you can come back alive. Perhaps, the eldest lady wanted to test him and see if he could come back safely. Lang Dai thought to herself. However, she was completely wrong. Qian Yuling gave Su Mu this token not as a test, and she did not consider whether Su Mu would return safely. Because Qian Yuling knew that Su Mu would definitely come back alive. If Su Mu could not come back, then the others who went in would have died long ago. However, it was hard for Qian Yuling to guess whether she could get the inheritance in the end. After all, after so many years, this inheritance was still there. It will not be opened until 7 days later. Never mind. I have time these few days, so I will go to the virtual city to take a look. Su Mu did not choose to go out after returning home. The virtual city is a virtual world created by the Longxia Alliance with the most advanced technology. Because it is constructed and built by the Longxia Alliance, the virtual city is also called Dragon City. Every awakened person can register to enter Dragon City after reaching level 10. Dragon City is very big enough to accommodate all the awakened people in the Longxia Alliance, and the main purpose of Dragon City is to facilitate communication between everyone. For example, Star M and Star Z are far apart, but in Dragon City, people on the 2 planets can communicate face to face. Of course, in addition to this, there are various ways to play, as if in another world. Su Mu has been busy since he awakened, so he has no time to enter Dragon City. Now that he has time, he might as well go in and take a look. Chapter 50. Since it is a virtual world, the characters are also virtual, but everything about each person will be simulated, including equipment attributes, skill power, etc., which are all synchronized. The longer the name, the stronger the strength. Thinking of naming, So-Mu suddenly thought of this phrase, and when he saw that he could use it, he immediately laughed. As for the face, you can change it. Anyway, you have the 1000 Illusions mask, and the Alliance system will scan it. As long as So-Mu's actual personal information is completely correct, he can apply to enter Dragon City. As for the appearance, it will be scanned by the Alliance system. And So-Mu has the 1000 Illusions mask, so the Alliance system will scan it as it is, as long as the actual personal information is correct. This is because So-Mu has the 1000 Illusions mask. If it is an ordinary mask, or something else, it will not work. So-Mu just tested it and found out, so in So-Mu's opinion, the 1000 Illusions mask is much more powerful than he believed. Confirmed. Ding. It is detected that your identity information has been listed as the highest authority in the Alliance, and it is now synchronized. After confirming the role, So-Mu heard this prompt and immediately understood the reason, but he didn't care. Welcome to the virtual world, Dragon City. Not long after, So-Mu entered Dragon City. Awesome, awesome. Before I awakened, I had heard about the virtual world Dragon City, everything in it is as real as reality. When So-Mu saw everything around him, he was also shocked. It is said that the scenes simulated in Dragon City are all based on the ancient Chinese city more than 10,000 years ago. There are no spaceships and warships of the new era, or gorgeous cities in the sky, but a return to the original. Although reality is completely different from Dragon City, it gives people the feeling that Dragon City is a real world. At this time, on the nearest street that So-Mu could see, many people were shouting and selling various things. Although these things are also virtual in Dragon City, they can simulate all the information and attributes of real objects. Once the two parties reach a transaction, they can deliver them to each other through the real world, which is very convenient. In fact, all the functions that exist in the real world are also available in Dragon City. Was the world like this more than 10,000 years ago? Unbelievable. After walking around for several hours, So-Mu was in shock. Forget it, I won't go shopping anymore. I heard that the most interesting thing is fighting. Not only can you match with various opponents, but it is also the main way to upgrade your status in Dragon City. On the street, So-Mu saw that other people's status would be displayed above their heads, just like the equipment level, bronze, silver, etc. Then, So-Mu found a matching place. This place is specially set up for people. Enter an independent device and start matching opponents. It is said that this is similar to the human internet cafe more than 10,000 years ago. Ding! Matched with an opponent successfully. Although So-Mu is a newbie, he still quickly matched with an opponent. Wow, a newly registered 18th level novice, good luck. A man was immediately happy when he saw his matched opponent. He was still a man who had won dozens of games in a row. How long the name is, how strong the strength is. What the hell? When the man saw So-Mu's name, he was stunned. I guess no one would have thought that such a long name could be registered, and no one would have given such a weird name, right? Good man, how confident are you in your own strength? The man laughed and said. Boy, you really don't know how high the sky is and how deep the earth is. Look, I'm going to beat you to death, haha. Fireball. Facing the man's mocking laughter, So-Mu didn't bother to say anything and just threw a fireball at him. Puff. Minus 23,000. Instant kill, the man immediately retreated. Ah. The man was confused. How could he die before he even made a move? Ding. Congratulations, you defeated your opponent and got 1 point. Total points, 1, wins, 1, losses, 0, winning streak, 100%. The Alliance system prompts. With only 23,000 HP, he has won dozens of games in a row. It seems that there are many weak people. So-Mu said lightly. Continue to the next match. Ding. Congratulations, you defeated your opponent and got 1 point. Total points, 2, wins, 2, losses, 0, winning streak, 100%. Ding. Congratulations, you defeated your opponent and got 1 point. Total points, 28 wins, 28 losses, 0 winning streak, 100%. So Mew crushed any opponent he met with a crushing attitude. Ding! Congratulations! You have reached 100 points and have been promoted to 1-star bronze. Ding! Congratulations! You have reached 500 points and have been promoted to 5-star bronze. At the beginning, every 100 points you have earned will earn you 1 star. Ding! Congratulations, you defeated your opponent and got 1 point. Total points, 1000, wins, 1000, losses, 0, winning streak, 100%. Ding! Congratulations! You have reached 1000 points and have been promoted to silver. Unconsciously, So Mew has played 1000 matches, and each one was quickly resolved. Dragon City announcement: congratulations, to the longer your name, the stronger your strength for reaching 1000 consecutive wins. People who can win 1000 games in a row are rare, but not impossible. However, everyone who wins 1000 games in a row will be notified by the Dragon City system. What the hell? That's awesome, 1000 consecutive wins. This name is so damn long, but it's really strong. I just checked, I just reached silver, so it's not uncommon to win 1000 games in a row, right? That's right, I thought he was so strong. If he were matched with me, I would beat him to death. The announcement immediately caused a bit of a commotion, but everyone just chatted casually. After all, there were people who started winning 1000 games in a row. It can be said that there were quite a few.